some people are still sleepy. It's only noon. A lot of my audience hasn't woken up yet. Let's play some quiet intro ASMR. Okay. The ambient sounds of a jet plane engine. Well, I would say I voted for this, but you know, that doesn't stop me. I was in a fucking a store. I was waiting in a lobby, and the TV was on. The TV was tuned to like some bullshit channel I've never heard of before. It was like some channel that only plays on like those streaming services they bake into fucking televisions now. Like they embed like the Google TV thing directly into the television. And they try to get you to watch shit you don't want to fucking watch. I was watching that, and it was about how the USAID cut the funding of half the funding of a non-profit organization associated with the Lutheran Church. And how they don't know what they're going to do or how they're going to help poor Afghani migrants get into fucking the Midwest. And I wrote both the news channel that was baked into the streaming platform, and I wrote the nonprofit. And I said, I'm glad that you're suffering. I voted for this. They don't belong here. Go fuck yourself. Sincerely, Joshua Moon. This is what I do. I was bored, so I was on my phone, so I just did this on my phone while waiting, but I feel like it's important to tell people who are your enemies and who are trying to ruin your country forever and ever, amen, that they are your enemy. You recognize them as such. You hate them. You despise them, and you're happy when bad things happen to them. This is what I have adopted as my creed, moving forward into this administration. So, deportations. Do the as we do. Kiwi farms in the news again, I think, kind of for all the right reasons. Once again, we are a bulwark of morality. We're a bulwark of common sense humanity against the unending tides of sex pest retards. I'm saving that towards the very end, but it's kind of engrossed my attention span this week. The bad things happening to bad people as they do. But okay, we gotta get rid of all the fucking Afghan. Some guy in chat saying that we moved all the fucking Afghan translators from Afghanistan to the U.S. They gotta go back. Sorry, just gotta like mass cancel green cards of Afghan. There is literally no reason why an Afghani person should be in the United States unless it's in Guantanamo Bay for terrorism. That's it. That's the only reason why anyone who has any Afghan blood in them should be in the U.S. Anyways, so let's start with some bad stuff. Now that you're nice and relaxed from a relaxing ASMR video put up by the president at the White House Twitter account, let's watch a video that will probably infuriate you.
It's 6:01 on a Tuesday morning, and we were with state police as they raided this apartment in northwest Germany. Inside, 6 armed officers searched a suspect's home, then seized his laptop.
I love that. I love that. I love how cherry she is. Guten Morgen, ich bin Polizei. Hello. Oh, we're going to take all your shit and arrest you for hate crimes and give you 5 years in jail because you said the N-word on Twitter. Hello. Fuck ass.
Phone. Prosecutors say those electronics may have been used to commit a crime. The crime, posting a racist cartoon online. At the exact same time, across Germany, more than 50 similar raids played out. part of what prosecutors say is a coordinated effort to curb online hate speech in Germany.
I think I'd rather live in Nazi Germany. Is it any like, even if you're like a Staatsfiend, you're an enemy of the state in Nazi Germany, is it really that much worse than being cattle locked up in like a commie block high-rise apartment in like a German city, fearful that everything you say might be met with like the state police breaking down your door? This is in Hanover, by the way, and I know that because Herr Polizei over here has a little horsey on his badge, and that is the flag of Hanover, chat. I hope that this flag lesson has augmented, has eased the wounds of this video as a totality. Sucks to be German, I guess. That's the people we need to bring over. Bring the Germans over. We need to like mass import all the Germans sitting in jail for hate speech into the United States. Fuck the Afghanis. You know what Germans do? Everything. I don't think there's a single thing that a German can't do. What does an Afghani do besides fuck animals in the ass and rape children? I can't. Oh, they build bombs, of course. That's a very important skill in modern America. What would we do without our? What would we do? We love our bomb makers, folks, don't we? We love our IEDs, don't we, folks? I can't wait to be in 2040 America and driving down the fucking interstate, and then my legs get blown off because an Afghani IED is just placed on the road between the margins. That's fun. Okay. That's Germany. Let's check out what's going on in the United States. I'm sure it's much better. This is from last week, by the way, but I didn't cover it, but I want to cover it now.
Greetings, citizens of the United States. The effects of Donald Trump's presidency are no longer distant warnings. They are here, unfolding before you. While many remain unaware, blinded by the administration's relentless efforts to suppress the truth, the rest of the world is watching, and it is responding. Long-standing alliances with key nations such as Canada and Mexico are fracturing inch by inch. The cracks are widening, and the global community is reassessing its trust in the United States. The question is no longer if, but when these relationships will collapse entirely.
So this video is a guy in the Epic Fail Guy mask. I even included a nice little picture of Epic Fail Guy at his computer, which accurately surmises how this video was recorded and shot. For those of you who are also old, you may recognize that. So this is a 3.5, I think it's actually close to 4 minutes, where some guy with a voice changer over what is a looped video. I don't think he recorded anything. Says that they're going to super hack all the United States over and over again until Donald Trump is defeated by their epic hacking skills, which is definitely how it works. Once you hack the computer enough, then the president has to resign. That's how it works. That's how they killed Hitler, actually. Joseph, this is why Russia has such a great hacking system, so many skilled hackers to this day, because Joseph Stalin personally arranged the Supreme Soviet hacking clique, and they hacked Berlin and killed Hitler. That is an accurate historical event. What's funny is that this was retweeted by your Annan Central guy, and I'm pretty sure this account is directly managed by a lolcow. I think it's like some fat guy who's like actually not anonymous at all. He did ID verification with Twitter, so he's not anonymous in a general sense, but pretty sure he's doxxed. I think it's some fat retard. It could be Katana. I don't think it is Cortana, though. But anyone knows what I'm talking about, put it in chat. So that guy published, it got millions of views. Thousands of people were like, oh my god, this video is so intimidating. I can't wait for them to hack murder Donald J. Trump and Elon Musk. However, this was immediately usurped by them not getting a positive reaction on TikTok, which is where this was published. So they made a video saying, you guys weren't nice enough to us, so we're not going to actually hack the president to death. Sorry.
Of TikTok. To many of you, this message will come as unfortunate news.
Sad music, let you know it's sad.
With the intention of fostering a unified community, one that could grow beyond this platform and work together to create real change. However, many still refuse to understand what Anonymous truly is. They reject the idea that we are not the same figures from the past. They refuse to accept that each member of Anonymous acts independently, with their own motivations and thresholds for action. Instead, they seek someone to blame for the current state of the United States, all while ignoring the truth, their own inaction, their own silence, and their own compliance helped create these circumstances.
So this guy is complaining because what happened, I think, is that a lot of people were like, "Hey, weren't you the guys that were like super liberal hippies like in the 2000s? Aren't you guys like a bunch of cock smoking faggots?" And then he was like, "No, actually, we're super based, real hackers and shit, and you have to totally suck our ass, or I'm not getting out of this account what I wanted to get out of this account, which was to have my ass sucked." So he published a very tearful goodbye video, which I think is, I don't know. I just find that funny because it got retweeted by that. It's not Cortana, it's some other asshole. He's not actually anonymous, but he claims to be the head of Anonymous, the anonymous news network. So that made me laugh. Republicans doing something useful for once, talking about deporting Afghanis. Why don't we also deport all the Somalis while we're at it? That's a great idea. Let's start with Representative Ilham Omar to set things off right. Ilham Omar is famously anti-Semitic, hates the Jews, who are God's chosen people and our greatest ally. So she's been in the news because she was like this first like immigrant woman Muslim to ever be appointed to the House and or elected to the House, and everyone was like, "Wow, what a great day for democracy when we have such vibrant voices." And then the very first thing that she did was she came out and said, "Okay, we gotta do something about Palestine. That's like a genocide." And everyone was like, "Oh my God, she's like a retard. What the fuck? Why did we elect her? Why do we need brown Muslim women immigrants in Congress? They're gonna fuck up our Israeli slush fund." So that set off some panic. Unified, I think, the left and the right into censoring her. Like, she was formally censored by Congress, which means that they basically pass a bill saying, "Shut the fuck up, you retard." And I think that passed, and then she had to apologize for being so dumb and brown and a woman and Muslim and shit. So now they're trying to figure out, hey, maybe we should deport her. I believe that... So the issue is that the Constitution, as it's currently interpreted, defines the revocation of citizenship as unconstitutional under, I think, the 8th Amendment, which is the cruel and unusual punishment thing. So the Supreme Court, and there's only 2 exceptions for this that I know of. The first is treason. If you commit high treason against the United States government, the government can rescind your citizenship, even if you're a natural-born citizenship. However, this is so fucking rare. I don't think it's ever happened, at least since the Civil War, if even then. So it's an incredibly unlikely thing. The second thing that can cause a revocation of citizenship is that if you make material lies on your applications to come to the United States, get a residency, and then naturalize, they can undo that. which is a little bit surprising, because it's a pretty dire consequence. If they go back 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and say, "Hey, when you applied for your green card, you lied to us," that is something that can actually undo the entire process and denaturalize you, which is incredibly, also exceedingly rare. I think the Supreme Court precedent for this is from the 90s, and it is in regards to somebody who came over from Serbia and denied ever having been a member of the armed forces of Yugoslavia during the Balkanization wars. So they actually said it is completely justified to rescind your citizenship because you lied when you said that you were not. And it was like years after the fact. It was a long time ago. So what they're trying to say is that because what happened is that Ilham Omar, I think this is true. I've just heard it enough, so I believe it's true. That's how it works. Ilham Omar married her brother, and this, of course, was always like a meme, like, haha, Muslim incest. However, I think the reality was that she just married him to get him into the United States. So I think they're going to try to say that she made material misrepresentations to abuse the immigration system, and so she can be denaturalized. It's a meme law, but it's very funny. It's funny to think about to me, and I support this wholeheartedly. It's a culture. She... Can't love nobody more than your own brother. Okay, so one of the things that I've not been covering just because I find it mentally exhausting to even think about this. God, it's hot in here. Wait, 1 second, chat. 1 second. Get some air, chat. So one of the things that's been happening that I've not been covering is that people have been digging through where USAID money was going, and it is indeed a fucking sham. Billions of dollars going out to the worst causes you can possibly think of. Not just waste of money, but actual detriments to your daily life. And one of these things was a USAID funded thing called the International News, or the Framework for Information Integrity by Internews, and this was funded by the USAID program, and this is what was pointed out by WikiLeaks from one of their documents that they published. Supply Objective 2. Our work under this objective seeks to make it harder for malign actors to operate by multiplying their resource cost, limiting their reach, and increasing the risk of meaningful repercussions for their actions. Like Liz Fong Jones, who made it more expensive to host the Kiwi Farms, reduced the Kiwi Farms' reach on search engines by using his positions at Google to have us completely blacklisted for a long time, and then increasing the risk of meaningful repercussions for their actions. I guess like suing random fucking people that you know just because they happen to live outside the United States. Something like that. So that seems to be the official position of government-funded NGOs. Hey, the news hamster. We support the investigation, research, and documentation of harmful information, including attributions to responsible parties where appropriate. Our work under this objective includes holding platforms, okay, there's a comma that's supposed to be there. I see that this was worth the millions of dollars that it cost. Platforms, governments, and business accountable for their influence on information ecosystems and advocating for regulation, practices, and products that reduce the reach of malign actors and harmful conducts. So what they're saying is monitoring, investigation, documentation, analysis of narratives and impacts. This is why they need all their money. This is what you're funding, USAID. Actually, I think that this was a document to the USAID for money that they approved. So they saw this and were like, yeah, this is great. Working with digital platforms to limit reach and impact. Just like all the worst shit. Just like an outline of like, you know all that shit you fucking hate? All that shit that makes your stomach churn, that makes you violent with rage. Here it is. Here it is as a literal blueprint being printed out and sent to the government for millions of dollars, which they then received. This one is personally gratifying to me. There was a group called 18F, and this was a direct, I believe it was a direct office as a part of the GSA. The GSA is a very strange department of or agency of the government. It is called the General Services Administration and is effectively a hub of bureaucratic shit. You need something printed, you need like a website, you need like an office building. That's the GSA. If you see like a big office building where all the different federal agencies are holed up, that's the GSA. They manage all that shit. They manage the general security. They manage... if you've noticed in the last 10 years, the U.S. government websites have started all looking the same, and that's because they've standardized their approach to building websites, and that's also been done directly by the 18F agency. So the rather nice, actually, government template that they use for .gov websites now was made by this group, which had the tranny faggot flag directly baked into their logo. I think I even talked about this once on stream, but it was this inclusion bot, which I think ended up in a community happenings post at some point because the news talked about it. They wrote a bot for Slack. So directly under the GSA's GitHub account, there was a bot for Slack called the Inclusion Bot. And this is an example of the Inclusion Bot working. This blue-haired troglodyte queer named Charlie Demonstrata, which is the dummy name, but they made sure for the dummy name to include the fictional characters' pronouns to make sure that and Charlie Demonstrata, a fictional character, he, him, in DC, also has a Black Lives Matter Slack icon, because I guess that's the thing. It says, hey guys, just want to let you know this project has been grandfathered into the previous structure. It's a very common thing. You're just saying, like, we're taking this thing that was independent, and we're moving it in to this other project. And grandfathering is like a catch-all term for, like, dealing with old code and shit. However, That is problematic. How so? Well, thankfully we have the inclusion bot here to explain why that's problematic language. Hello, our inclusive TTS culture is built on one interaction at a time, and inclusive language is the foundation. This bot helps us practice our inclusive values here in TTS. Some of your message could be unintentionally non-inclusive. Here are some better alternatives that might work. Instead of saying grandfathered, how about, say, included retroactively? Well, that just rolls right off the fucking tongue. What a great idea. Instead of saying guys, how about folks? How about not? How about trannies? Stop saying the word folks. The only people who should be allowed to say the word folks should be extremely dangerous, unhinged Southerners and their women, the women of the South. Those are the only people who should be allowed to say y'all and folks. Everybody else, I think we should have like hate speech laws like in Germany. And every time you say folks and you're not from the South, you just get money deducted from your bank account automatically. The one about grandfather in particular is just like preposterous. Is there going to be like a male to female transvestite who also is like a grandfather? And he wants to be called grandmother, and then he sees the word grandfather into the previous structure. He's like, oh, my productivity for the entire week is shot now because I've been so heckin' triggered. Like, what an immense amount of effort expended to cater to somebody who really doesn't even deserve to be around us anymore. To be quite honest with you, it is frankly fucking preposterous. Anyways, I think this is the Daily Wire. Shout out to my boy Ben Shapiro. They removed all of their diversity code of conduct, DEI. Look how many different pages they have. They have like 5 different pages about DEI gay bullshit. I think they changed their logo to be less gay. They deleted their X account entirely. It's because I guess they had so much gay shit on their Twitter account that they were just like, there's no fucking saving this. We gotta burn it all. We gotta go Operation Clausewitz on this. We just gotta start burning all the records. And then they took out all this gay shit. This is about just catering to gay retards. Oh, some information about how to say Latinx as space. Oh, so they, in their Slack, I guess they had racially segregated work groups for Latinx Asians working while black. Zero users on this. Shalom Jews. Well, that's not like exclusive at all. I say shalom to all my Jewish friends, and I say Shabbat Shalom Goy to me. So I could hang out in there, eat some fucking brisket. I asked who's that? Oh God, sorry, I'm bad with names. It's a hole in my fucking head. I got a message from, or I get messages from the Jewish guy that Ralph really fucking hates. And I was really hungry because I was fasting. Gabe Hoffman, of course. And I was fasting that day, so I was really, really hungry. And he sent me this shit about, what was it? Let me read it out. About Kanye West getting brain damage from nitrous oxide. So I was really hungry, so I asked him, what's like the best Jewish food? And he said that brisket. Jewish brisket is the best fucking thing. I never had, but bagels are nice too. Anyways, so Shalom Jews, the chat room, gone. Not your dude. Private channel for cis women, trans men, non-binary people, and those who are otherwise marginalized, i.e., non-hegemonic masculine folks. So everything except white people, white men in particular. If you're a white man, there's a picture of all their faces. Look at all these people. You see these people? They fucking hate you. They want you dead, and they want your kids raped and brainwashed, and they think it's funny. Mel Choice Dwan, she, they, Ann Peterson, they, them, David Marion, she, they. Looks like Turkey Tom with a goat. Maybe that's his new girlfriend. I think he had the dog girlfriend, and then he had a cat girlfriend, and now he has a goat girlfriend, and he works for the federal government. Then a Viva Ozcow. I'm gonna say it's a man. Looks like a man. Cool. So hopefully they all get fired. And there should be like a thing that the government can do to like, I guess they can. They should just be blacklisted. They should never be allowed to work for any government ever again. Any agency, any state government, just blacklisted forever. Okay, there's that. Elon is in hot water again because apparently he's knocked up yet another hoe. It's actually St. Clair. I think she was like, I don't even know what she is. I don't really care. Knocked up a hoe. She pregnant. How do baby get born? Well, apparently Elon Musk sneaks into your room at night with a turkey baster and just squirts it in there. So she's pregnant, and she's had the baby already. He's 5 months old. And she wants some child support. Elon Musk is ducking that shit, exercising his spiritual blackness. He may be the richest man in the world, but that don't mean that his money is for free. So she's got to shuck and jive on Twitter for outrage because she slept with this guy thinking that he would take care of her. And I think she's even blocked. Let's see, 26-year-old down-to-earth guy. Yeah, really down-to-earth is Elon Musk. This guy that wants to colonize Mars and jumps for joy on the stage with the president of the United States. He's just so down-to-earth. When he's jumping for joy, his feet are firmly planted on the ground. That's that Elon Musk guy. When I think of Elon Musk, I think of rooted in the common man's plight. He is just like me. That's true. Okay, she basically says I've been knocked up, and it's Elon Musk's baby, and he needs to start paying some fucking child support. And good luck with that, idiot. Like, thought he would take care of you? No. Can anyone explain to me why every guy on the right is like a sexual pervert retard? Is this just like all men, or like all men sexually perverted retards, or is this just like specifically guys who identify as like political figures? There's also on the left, I guess, except for Hassan. Hassan's saving himself for a child bride in Saudi Arabia. He's going to get 3 of them, just like the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. All rich men. Is that a thing? The rich men north of Richmond? They're the ones that got pee-pee problems. They keep making bad penis decisions. We must breed. Yeah, right. Breed a fucking wife. That's it. He talks about fertility and birth rates all the time. I don't even know about his fetish, okay? Like, don't get me wrong. Save the white race and shit, but do you think... I don't even need to speculate on this. I was going to ask, do you think that these kids that are growing up in, like, fatherless homes where they're bred in, like, test tubes and impregnated and planted into, like, random women... I think they're going to grow up well-adjusted and save the white race? And I don't need to ask that question because we already know the answer. His oldest son is a tranny that hates him. There's your answer. I have a proof of work. I have a working example here of the consequences of the pump and dump scheme that he seems to think is going to single-handedly save the entire white population of the United States. The outcomes are adverse and fucking dire. I don't need to speculate. Okay. Let's see what a real political mind has to say about Elon Musk impregnating random women. Don't listen to me. I'm a retard. What do I fucking know? Here's Nick Fuentes, a virgin. A female virgin. Here to discuss the consequences of this.
And, my first thought was, wow, Elon Musk is really one of us.
He's so grounded, chat. I just keep hearing this. What a grounded guy.
This is the richest man in the world, shadow president of America. If I'm Elon, I am finding the finest specimen, the finest high school age girls on TikTok, and I am creating a breeding colony. If I'm $500 billion rich and I have the president, I'm buying an island, and it is straight up breeding colony. Find me the finest specimens from TikTok, from Instagram. 18 years is the upper limit. That's a joke, of course. That's a joke, of course. As a 26-year-old man, I would have to marry a woman at least age 29 or above, at least. Anything less would be pedophilia. Anything less would be completely inappropriate.
It's so funny how people get so angry about shit like that. Like, is it inappropriate for like a 56-year-old man to be knocking up like mid-20s? Yeah, a little bit. Is it inappropriate for like a 30-year-old to talk to an 18-year-old? Like, yeah, kind of, a little bit, at least. I feel like if you abide by the rule, your age divided by 2 plus 7, you will literally never have a problem in your life. It's that easy to avoid consequences. So 26 divided by 3 is 13 plus 7, 20 plus. Nobody's going to bat an eye. Nick, and that's pretty close to 18. What are you even bitching about? What truly is the physiological difference between 18 and 20 that is so important? Even 16 and 20. Like, except for the fact that a 20-year-old is less likely to have problems during complications during pregnancy. 20-year-old is going to be more emotionally mature and able to make long-term decisions. 20-year-old is going to be able to take care of a child more readily because they're less selfish than a stupid fucking teenager. What really is the difference besides the fact that you just want as young a piece of ass as humanly possible? I just don't get it. There's like, especially at 16, it's like literally nobody will bat an eye if you date a 20-year-old. Though I will say this. When I was 26, I remember having a realization where it's like, holy shit, like young girls are retarded. And I think I said, just without even thinking of the rule, that anyone under 21 is probably not worth talking to, because how do you relate to somebody who's a teenager? You know, women who are like 16, you know what they're into? They're into like skibbity toilet. Nick Fuentes will be doing his big stream in his Epstein Island, was surrounded by his pregnant 16-year-old concubines, and they're gonna be on TikTok watching skibbity toilet videos. And it's like, you have like a generational gap there, sir. Can you relate to these people? Can you really? Okay, a lot of people don't even care. Like, okay, I don't want to relate to women. I just want to bust nuts, and I want bitches to take care of my house and my babies. And then you're like, okay, can you even tolerate the presence of a 16-year-old girl watching her skibbity toilet videos on TikTok? I couldn't. I would fucking jump out a window. But you're presupposing to me that people should be trying to load up entire... Can you imagine an entire island of 16-year-old girls watching skibbity TikTok videos? That would be hell. That's like actual hell. It's a lifestyle, the skibbity lifestyle. They're gonna be saying like, can we name this one like Skibbity? What about toilet chin? What about camera guy? And he's just like, oh fuck, I want to name them base trad names. And I'm just like, I knew a guy in high school before I was abducted and sent to the America First breeding Epstein Island, and his name was Paul, and he was a huge dickhead. And I'm like, okay, what about John? John, no, I also had one of my class. He smelled really bad. I just have like a bad association with John. And then you hear in the background, she still has her phone out and still playing skibbity TikTok, and it's just like, that's what he's telling people. This is the life you want to pursue. This is the lifestyle that you want to live, young men. This is what you want your resources going to. Look, your age divided by 2 plus 7. You're not gonna fucking. You'll fare much better, I think. My speculations. Anyways. Trump has done a complete 180 on American foreign policy towards Ukraine, and has said, I will read this. Think of it, a modestly successful comedian, Volodymyr Zelensky, talking to the United States of America into spending $350 billion to go into a war that cannot be won, that never had to start, but the war that he, without the U.S. and Trump, in all caps and quotation marks for some reason, will never be able to settle. The United States has spent $200 billion more than Europe, and Europe's money is guaranteed, while the United States will get nothing back. Why didn't sleepy Joe Biden demand equalization, and that this war is far more important to Europe than it is to us? We have a big, beautiful ocean. The Atlantic Ocean. I like to imagine that Donald Trump, at his Mar-a-Lago chorus, will sometimes go east to the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and he'll sit out there and think, thousands of miles away, there is Europe. And thank God that this big, beautiful ocean sits here between us, because fuck them. That's what he's saying to me when I read this sentence. On top of this, Zelensky admits that half of the money we sent him is missing. He refuses to have elections, is very low in Ukrainian polls, and the only thing that he was good at was playing Biden like a fiddle. A dictator without elections, Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. In the meantime, we are successfully negotiating into the war with Russia, something I'll admit only Trump, in quotes again, and the Trump administration can do. Biden never tried. Europe has failed to bring peace, and Zelensky probably wants to keep the gravy train going. I love Ukraine, but Zelensky has done a terrible job. His country is shattered, and millions have died unnecessarily. And so it continues. From what I understand, Trump is trying to get Zelensky to agree to territorial secessions to Russia. And then something about paying him back, and then also something about like 100,000 non-NATO European Union police force on the border with Russia. Which I don't know. I don't think that will happen. I really don't have an educated perspective on this. I can understand not wanting to give up any land to Russia, but the issue is that, from my understanding, Ukraine is like out of bodies. I used to listen to that briefly. I listened to that Ukraine the Latest podcast like a couple months ago. I just listened to it like one after the other while doing other shit. And for the one thing that really stands out to me is how every single person that was associated with the Ukrainian military was talking about how terrible the recruitment crisis was. They were like giving tips on how to like fly overseas and join them. So I think they're running out of bodies, and it's a really bad idea to kill all your men. But I guess once they're a part of the European Union, they can just import 50 million Somalis or whatever the fuck and solve that issue once and for all. Kind of a horrific war. I'm really not a big fan of it. I'm not a supporter. Like, all Russia has done is kill millions of Slavic people for a piece of land, I guess. I guess it's really important land. I guess if I say they're all dying for like this fucking piece of shit Eastern Ukraine, people will be like, Josh, don't you know that the soil in eastern Ukraine is black and rich with volcanic soot and is one of the most prosperous bread-bearing regions of the entire world? Don't you know that it's like it used to be a part of Tsarist Russia and it's rightful Russian clay? It's not just a piece of land. What if Mexico took New Mexico? Would you just say it's just sand then, Josh? Like, I don't know. How many millions of white men is New Mexico worth? I'm going to give it to you for real. Not one. I think if Mexico took like Southern California and New Mexico and maybe even Arizona and then a lot of like Southern Texas, we'll call it fair. We'll call it even. You can have it back. You know how many billions in deportations that saves us? All the white ones can come back to the U.S. though. The Mexicans can fuck off. It's not about the land. It's about sending a message that the United States is no longer the police of the world and that other countries can vie for sovereignty again. Millions of whiteys dead. Don't like it. We can justify it all you want in all the roundabout ways you want. I just don't like it, Jim. Gonzalo Lira, by the way, was shouted out once again by Elon Musk, the biggest Coach Red Pill fan that I know of. He says, Zelensky killed an American journalist, of course referencing none other than our boy Coach, gone but not forgotten. Wish I had a lighter with me. I do a little flickety flick in the microphone for you guys. Alas. Okay, this is a brand new video game coming out that I'm really excited for called Assassin's Creed. So let's take a watch.
I am Oda Nobunaga. I am Daimyo. You shall be my samurai, Yasuke. You will help me unify Japan. Go now to the streets. Fight your way up to Takatenjin Castle, controlled by the Takeda clan.
foreigner. For the Takeda clan.
So, exciting stuff. Finally, you can be a black while samuraiing, a very exclusive club. Not everybody can join. This, of course, is a parody of the new Ubisoft. I think it's an Assassin's Creed game set in like Meiji or whatever the fuck, Japan. I don't know Japanese history. I know that they were on an island and they stayed on the island and they became one country and then they got nuked. That's basically the history of Japan. And apparently at some point during that process there was a black samurai that was a real person, allegedly, according to Wikipedia, and so that means that you can have a game based around it. This game has caused controversy. And Screen Rant did an interview, I think with the director of the game, who answered some questions. And then one of the things that he made clear at the bottom here, Screen Rant asked Jonathan Dumont, I think you said either like 80% or 90% of the game is playable just as one of the characters, but I'm curious how much of the game players will miss out on if they don't do that. And as sort of a related question, do you prefer one of the characters? So Jonathan responds by saying that he loves all the characters so much, but does confirm that supposedly, I guess it's like GTA, where like when you're in the over window, like the main map, you can switch between your characters. And apparently the black one is like the big strong one that is not very agile, which is like, okay, it sounds like you're doing the orc RPG heckin' racism right there, but that's what he says. So this was interpreted in two different ways. In one of them, the Park place I've never heard of, which is like I guess like a pop culture thing, but they ran the headline: Ubisoft desperately tells players that they can skip playing as Black Samurai Yasuke for any reason in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Which this didn't sound too desperate to me, but he does say that one of the core of the game is you can pick your character and the game adapts. So to the epic racists that are boycotting this game, they're getting exactly what they want to hear. That is that you don't have to play Yasuke, which is the game developer kneeling. But the alternative, thegamer.com, which apparently is not an Epic-based red-pilled website, says that they did the one... Ubisoft Assassin's Creed statement fails to say the one thing it needed to. It says here's the core problem with the statement. It doesn't say racism is bad. Oh, when did I... Oh, I muted the wrong thing. I meant to shrink it and then do this. Okay, so then we do... Bam. Okay, and then we do Ubisoft, and then we do... I need like a big letter here. That's white. Oh, I don't want the white background. Does this not have the white... Oh, there we go. Just like how I remember it. Bump this up to 72. Okay. There we go. Racism is bad. Let me do this. Let's see. Bam. Yep. Okay. This right here, this would have solved it. All those people saying that it's disrespectful to have the heckin' evil black man going around desecrating Japanese Shinto shrines and murdering innocent unarmed people for fun is disrespectful. Well, you know what? Fuck you, guy. Racism is bad. You got to make sure it's black too. You have to have the black logo because otherwise it doesn't count. Josh, is Josh on no, if you go to jspaint.app, you can it's like a perfect pixel perfect recreation of Microsoft Paint. It's really funny. How do you have the OG Paint? Everyone is mesmerized by my Paint app. Give it a fist, a Black Lives Matter fist. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that, good sir. I don't think so. Okay, time for a segment where I shit on the military as is traditional. If you are in the military or thinking about joining the military, let me welcome you to your new comrade in arms. This is Raw Alerts. This is kind of this is the least gay popular Twitter account. The moment you have a Twitter account with millions of followers, you become a faggot. So despite this guy having a million followers, he somehow manages to retain his heterosexuality quite well, much better than the others. He was doxxed because of his poor OPSEC, but I think this is the video. Here we go.
Whoa. Hey guys.
I want you to see
this is Pup Nikon. I am back. I'm sure many of you pups and lovely people have been wondering where I have been.
He got doxxed by his birthday cake. Now that's funny.
To be honest, I have been really, really exhausted and burnt out from the social media platform. I've been dealing with a lot of personal stuff behind the scenes. I've been working a lot, as some of you know, that I'm a part-time professional photographer and a full-time laser show designer for major festivals and so on. And now I am considering joining the military in a year or two, so that's going to...
You hear that? Are you in the military? Soon. Very soon. Your life will be in the hands of this man. You'll be getting shot at by Mexican cartels, and you'll be bleeding out, and you're like, oh, fuck. My buddy's here. He's going to get me out. And then you're looking up at the hot, hot Tijuana sun. And then you see the pup mask block it out. And he's like, woof, woof. Don't worry. I'll get you out. It'll be great. And then he just starts he uses his mouth and bites into your the camos on your shoulders and just starts dragging you arr, arr, and just starts dragging you through the hot, hot sand. Arr. And don't worry, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. You'll survive. He'll lick your wounds. You know, his tongue has antibiotics in it, so he'll lick your wounds for you. And then he'll go and just drag you over to the base and save your life.
be really exciting.
Thank you for your service.
To give you a update, I am thinking of coming back to this platform. The reason why I took a much long needed break was because I've been super exhausted, very burnt out after my account was getting spammed with Instagram emails saying your account is at risk of being suspended. I don't know if...
Oh, there's nothing else funny in this. It's just him being gay. Semper Fidelis to all our armed Twitterers. Small update on Kathy, Dr. Kathy, also known as the Butcher of Ardmore, one of the most prolific and horrific sexual reassignment surgery surgeons out there. If you have never seen Dr. Kathy Rumors thread on the Kiwi Farms, it's actually one of our most popular threads outside of the Kiwi Farms. Many, many, many normal people visited this thread and witnessed the photographic work of Dr. Kathy on the Kiwi Farms. A lot of those were pulled directly off of transgender subreddits talking about their experiences getting the sexual reassignment surgery, and there were a lot of horror stories. A lot of horror stories, not just in terms of what the final product looked like, because they looked terrible, even worse than a well-performed surgery, even though those also look terrible. They looked visibly not like anything you've ever seen. They're just cavities in the crotch. They get infected. They have to slap new skin on it because the skin graft doesn't take. really just a nightmare. And then at the end of it, they're like, okay, well, I have this fake hole that doesn't work as a vagina, and I'm in constant pain. I need pain pills for the rest of my life, and my surgeon was Dr. Kathy. So Dr. Kathy is selling his multiple mansions, and nobody knows where he's going. The speculation is that now the tides have turned, and there are some thoughts that doctors who have performed these surgeries should be held accountable for their actions. That Dr. Kathy is suing his or selling everything that he owns and moving out of the country. So he might go to some place like Thailand. And having a couple $1 million in a place like Thailand is going to last you a long, long time. So that seems to be what's going on with the butcher of Ardmore. Blame to Israel. He's in good company. I did a thing last week about the Zizians, the people that were obsessed with the AI apocalypse. They had murdered a bunch of people, and I think in the time since they've murdered another person. They issued like a fatwa on a landlord that they had rented from at some point, I think. After murdering them, the FBI got really serious about it. They sent out hundreds of police officers to scour the area and find and hunt them down. And they were arrested in Maryland, not by the FBI, from my understanding, Maryland police, because they had unlawful firearms on them when they got pulled over in their car. This is their mugshots. Beautiful women, as you can tell. And I think that there was a news story about this. I'm not going to be able to find. But from my understanding, in the preliminary, their first court appointment that they had, they told the judge. One of them told the judge that if he doesn't get vegan food in jail, he's going to die of starvation. And then also when they were getting arrested, apparently one had like a full-blown autistic meltdown because he was being arrested for murder by a Maryland cop. So Maryland, that's right, Maryland, the land of Mary, Queen Mary. Sucks to be them. Shout out to our boys in Maryland for tracking down the Troon murderers. Good job, boys. Even Maryland is like dead naming them. Jack has been filed as a man in man's jail. What about the other one? Did the other one not get filed as a man? Ooh. Even in Maryland, bro, nature is healing. They got that black bailiff. That black bailiff, like, fuck you. You're going to a man's prison, man. I ain't need no fucking spiffy vegan tranny prison. Not in Maryland. We ain't got the budget for that shit. We broke. We broke, boy. This is the article. One of the state troopers named in court as Brandon Jeffries, shout out to our boy Brandon, approached one of the box trucks and saw a person later identified as Daniel Blank. I think his is the mugshot that was just down there. No, that's Jaco. I don't even know where they got that one. They must have gotten a better mugshot of him the day after or something. Sitting in the passenger seat, Jeffries ordered Blank to show their hands, the filing reads, and Blank advised that he had a learning disability and did not understand what I was saying. Inside the other box truck, state police troopers found Jaco and Lesota, according to the charging documents, dressed in all black, wearing gun belts with ammunition. Very suspicious. Jeffries told Jaco and Lesota to exit the truck in a process that was delayed because they were being told too many commands and were not cooperating. The troopers wrote in the filing, the female was crying, saying not to kill her. I don't know who that refers to. According to Jeffrey's account, Jaco repeatedly refused to put her hands behind her back. Okay, so it is referring to the fucking gross tranny. That's her, the female. Taken down to the ground. That's called a decentralization, actually, is when you're taken down by controlled takedowns. Decentralization. Before she was arrested, state police found a 6-hour in Jaco's front waistband. And then during the hearing said, I need the jail to be ordered to have a vegan diet. It's more important than whatever this hearing is. I'm sure that Baltimore really appreciated being told to make vegan food for a gross tranny murderer. I'm sure they really, really appreciate that. And that's it for tranny stuff. Delightful. I noticed that the tranny news segments have been going down over time because trannies are being deported to hell by Donald J. Trump. Thank you, Donald Trump, for your service. God bless. One of the brigade was actually an XX female, so they had another Jaco that was a female. Okay. I got you. I believe you. I need to just get the drama alerts guy, not drama alert, our drama guy to write my streams for me at this point. He knows more than I do. Cool. Okay, so this week, for the on topic segment, will be mostly a recap of very long videos that I will not play anything from because they're all boring. But I did sit through them for 30 fucking minutes at least each. And so I am going to talk about them to justify the expenditure of my time. First, at first I was very confused. I thought that this was the Chibi that went to Japan, but it's not. This is Chibi Reviews. This guy is a anime reviewer. And he has been called, surprisingly, one of the most shocking things that I've ever heard in my entire fucking life. His ex-girlfriend, which is shocker number one, has accused him of being a sex pest. So I was shocked to hear that this wholesome cartoon enjoyer was also allegedly sexually violent. Now, what I've been told, according to him, is that he was accused of putting his hands around her neck. And his explanation for why he did this is extremely baffling to me, and I don't actually fully understand it. Supposedly, they were reenacting sexual trauma, and I can't remember if it was him that was raped or her that was raped. But he said that he put his hands around her neck to simulate how he was choked out when he was raped or how she was raped. That is weird, and I can't remember if this was like done. I think he was alleging that this was like a consensual demonstration, and she's saying that it was like he just got really like spurred out and choked her, but he's saying that like no, we were just doing like a wholesome rape demonstration together. So that was weird. She also alleged that he hit her in the head with a rake. He did. He admits this. He says it was an accident. So he said that, I can't remember how, I think he drove over it with his car or some shit and like flew away and hit her upside the fucking head. Or he was just like walking around with it and was just so clumsy and stupid, he just bonked her upside the fucking head with a rake. And it really hurt her. And she said, he beat me with a rake upside the head. And he's like, yes, I did, but it was an accident. So that was defense number 2. Let's just read what this guy wrote. Happened 2+ years ago. She apparently aborted his child. I hate to say this, but I can at least understand her perspective. She is mentally ill. Well, she is dating an anime guy. Oh. He cheated on her despite saying he didn't. I don't know if that's true. What he said... when I say cheating, I mean like physical sexual entanglement or like one-line thing. What the main crux of this relationship and the reason why it was so bad is kind of a interesting concept. He reviews anime as a job, right? And anime, of course, is one of the most like sexually goon-baited things in the entire fucking world. I honestly, I don't understand it. The Japanese people are just perverts. So like all of their cartoons are like the most like sexually explicit or like sexually charged things, even if they're not explicit, ever made. So he watches what he called, in his own words, let me just find this actually. I'll play this part. I remember this part clearly. I'm done. Apparently it's a big channel too. 500,000 subs. 500,000 subs to watch this fucking retard talk about anime.
I have a lot of Gooner posts now. Adore, you can look and comment on nude anime girls. To give context to this, obviously I have a lot of Gooner posts now, but back when this happened in 2022, 2021 and stuff, I didn't really post much content like that. And you want to know why? Because of her. I respected her boundaries. But me reviewing fan service anime made her upset. To give context, that's why she mentions that. If I've reviewed fan service like anime and talked about it, she would get upset like I was cheating on her. That's how she felt about the situation. But one thing that really stings about this whole situation, she straight up said, I'm gonna die alone. And then she basically says that the only thing I'll have left is my hollow adoration for you guys, the community, that has been with me thick and thin. So yeah.
So his girlfriend, this is on her. If you listen, if you're a woman and you're talking to a guy and he says like, well, my interests are like anime, just run. Just run. I know it sounds like, oh, it can't be that bad. It's that bad. Every time. There's people that watch this shit. There's something wrong with them. And I know they get mad at me. No. Something wrong with them. Okay. I try. When I was 18, I don't think I've ever said this on stream, but I think it's known. When I was 18, I have said this before. I'll say it again. I was very unhappy with where my life was. So I decided I was going to do something completely and totally different. And because I spent a lot of time on 4chan, where a ton of anime shit is, I decided that I would go to Japan. So I for a month, I tried to watch anime. And it sucks. So if you ever hear me reference an anime, it is because at this point, on my 18th birthday, I tried getting into A and talking to A and getting random recommendations. And I watched a bunch of them. And they're all fucking garbage. Every single one of them. I don't remember any of them being particularly good. And the ones that I do remember as like being like good as to watch when I was watching it, they're just very manipulative shows. Like the Japs, they just throw sex in your face and they try to emotionally manipulate you. And then Elfin Lied is the one that comes to mind because it has this really beautiful song. And the Japanese are good at making music. That's the one thing that they can do in the island. So they just like play this really sad music, and it's just like over the top emotional extortion and manipulation all the fucking time with tits. Her magic powers that she has like psychic powers, and of course when she gets angry and starts murdering everybody, her clothes rip off and her tits hang out, and like she's just completely naked, and that's the show. And then she falls in love with someone, I think, who's like her father. I think she calls him like a father or something. I don't know. I forget. I think she kills her father because it's like a laboratory man. She's like grown in a vat or some shit like Nick Fuentes. And then I like the intro song to that. They make good music. That's the issue. That's the issue with the Japanese. So what I'm saying is, it's all bad. And if they ever say anything about Made in Abyss, I've not watched that. I'll never watch that, but I just know. Don't trust any nigga who watches Made in Abyss. This is a fact, a natural law. Okay. There's another one. There's another one that's like very emotional. I need to get this off. I watched this fucking thing because people in A told me that it was good. It was like a show. Oh, I remember. Okay, hold up. I remember the song. Clanad. It's a song, and this is peak emotional manipulation. It's about like togetherness and big families, and if I remember correctly in the show, it's about like a ghost girl that is like forgotten by everybody, and so her ghost disappears, and then of course it's like the little girl is like fading into non-existence as she like tries to talk to people and they can't see her, so she's just like crying because like all her friends have forgotten about her. And then it hits you at the end with the Dongo song about big happy families. I'm just like, you fucking evil nips, you fucking chinky bastards. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's the show. That's what A told me to watch. This emotional manipulation bullshit. That was a small part of the story. That's the only thing I fucking remember is the ghost girl dying, and then it cuts to the happy family song about the little doughballs living together, okay? I'm not watching any... No, if you're writing me a recommendation letter, fuck you. I'm not... I'm not watching this. So, my point is, it's kind of on her. It's on her for allowing this man into her life. I do blame her. I think that the shovel or rake was a good wake-up call about the anime question. She's probably firmly on my team. But yeah, in general, I think a woman would have issue with you watching like explicitly pornographic fan service animes. Not surprised. Men will one day have to make a difficult decision between their fan service anime and a woman worth a shit, and many of them will fail. Next, BOSSMAN JACK. BOSSMAN JACK has relapsed on weed and is looking quite rough. It's really sad to see, actually.
What's up? So, the reason
Sorry, this is Brad Taste in Music. He just looks completely disheveled and looks a lot like BOSSMAN JACK. What's really funny, by the way, this is a video basically saying that his life is ruined because he is like a marijuana addict and he was hanging out with musicians because he's a music guy and they all wanted to smoke some dank ganja herb. So he said, okay, I want to be cool. So he smoked the dank herb and then got back into it. And then his wife left him, and I think they had a dog or something, and she took the dog, and now his life is ruined, and he stopped making videos, so he's really sad about it. That's the summary of the video. However, since I have nothing to say about this, and I don't really care, I would like to point out that there is an album right here. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but I'm circling it. In the background, immediately to his right, behind him, over the blue cup, that is an album I am very familiar with. That is Swans by the Seer. It has a very cool album cover, I will admit that. I have played one of their songs on stream before, and this is such a vivid memory for me that I'm going to play it again. I'm going to play my own stream because his album in the background reminded me of the time I played this. And quite frankly, I think it's one of the best moments ever on the stream. So this is from the Kevin Gibes in the Trance video. And what happened is that I wanted to show you the people something of Kevin Gibes, something personal that I couldn't show on stream. So I decided that what I would do is I would play some music and allow people to type in a URL if they so choose and look at the video themselves. So this is halfway through that, and just read the chat on the right side. If you haven't clued in, that is a picture of Kevin Gibes' nasty, rotten am-hole. And the reactions from chat are live reacting to opening this image and seeing it pop up on their screen. And the music, of course, is Lunacy by the Seer, which is on that precise album that he has in the back of his room. So, hey, maybe give me a second. Maybe we can set this up here. Set up a little keynote, as it were. Oh, yeah.
Very hostile when the delusion would kind of wear off. So that, of course, was a complete facade that did not go well. Destructible, and like I knew what I was doing all the time, and that I felt like I was grounded to the world, and that things were interesting, and you know, that everything made sense. This, of course, was a complete facade that did not go well whenever it wore off, and I would usually become hostile.
We need to skip to the part where they start singing. It's like 2 minutes in, I think. Yeah, here we go. I'm talking more. Watch this nice video.
The delusion would kind of wear off, so that was pretty much what it did for me. I'd like to bring you back to a moment. I remember it was about the beginning of last year, maybe a little bit earlier. I was on stream and I broke down crying. Happy tears. Because everything had been going well for me. It had been a long time since I had been, on weed, and I was feeling good.
You have to wait for the chant.
Wow, I'm listening to music and I'm enjoying it on stream. I have a family. I have these 2 dogs that I love very much, and I have a fiance. My dog is barking.
Lunacy.
Dog. I had a fiance who I loved, who loved me, and I thought things were going very.
This is also a good part. Hold on. is over. Tragic. Tragic, chat. I do like this song, though. Anyways, I hope he does well with his weed addiction, chat. I hope he can get back to reviewing the albums. Seems to have a cultivated fan base, but his whole world's all fucky-wucky and shit, as it were. He's not making it to Agartha sad. Anyways, enough about this guy and his album. Excellent timing on the lyric as he walks out. This was very popular with the fan base because it reminded a lot of people of another video that's very similar that people like too.
Hello? I do. My parents live here. I didn't really have a choice.
Let's skip ahead.
I do live with my parents, yes. God comes from... eliminate that. They've been changing the wording. Go to the King James. You have to get the King James. It says it has an oracle, okay? The new Bibles, they don't have that wording. They're trying to erase it. I know what Jesus is, yeah.
Wait, is this not...
Okay, just go save yourself. I don't know.
No, this is not the right one. Hold up. I need the right one. Oh, this one. It's like blurred out. This must be it. I have to sign in. I'll just play it on off screen. You'll get to hear it, chat. I fucking despise. Oh, wait. I despise YouTube. I despise YouTube. I cannot wait for YouTube to be fucking broken. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. This is the one with the hat.
Sitting in my... Oh, fuck. Hello? What about GCC? I can't understand you. What'd you say? Do I see the fun in GCC? Hell no, I'm a white man. I wrote my own fucking compiler. I'm not a nigger like Linus. I'm a professional. I started at Ticketmaster in 1990 and we wrote a compiler. The difference in a professional and amateur the difference between an amateur and a professional is you write your own compiler, okay? I have a 20,000 line divine intellect compiler that operates just in time and ahead of time. You seem to be in denial. Why don't you fucking download my 2 meg? You can download my 2 meg distribution that has all the source code on it, and you can compile with my fucking compiler. You're a nigger. You're a fucking nigger. Fucking nigger.
That's how I end half of my phone calls these days.
So,
very frustrating time to be me. Anyways, back to Bossman Jack. He decided to cook. They have this all in an 11-minute long video, and I kind of want to watch it. Can I watch an 11-minute long video with you guys of Bossman Jack cooking? He used to do cooking videos, chat. You know what? Fuck it. Let's watch Bossman Jack cook.
Cook the steak up, guys.
I'll skip ahead. Right, okay, he's cooking steak, chat. I've not watched this yet.
Let's cook.
I'm so excited.
Cooking's good. Right? Here, let's just cook the
whole thing. Cooking's good, chat.
Cook the whole thing. Almost looks like there's plastic on this side. That's just the ice. Interesting. Whatever. Dude, it looks like there's plastic on here. Should I eat the steak?
Should I eat it, chat?
Butter, oh yeah, butter and garlic. Yeah.
Okay, let's skip.
Yeah, it's frozen.
I just want to see it cooking. He's microwaving it? What the fuck?
Is there something that's... Yeah. Hold on. Anyways, let's butter the pan up. How do I defrost? How do I do this?
How do I do this?
Oh, here we go. Cheers. Whoa. Frost.
So he's using the defrost option you use for a frozen meal for a steak. Is that what's happening here?
Dude. Yeah. I don't know. No, don't defrost it.
They're begging him.
Guys? Okay, what's going on? No, he said not to defrost it. Put it in some water. Man, I'm so glad I'm okay, guys. That's all I know. I'm very happy about that. All right. Okay, let's get a bowl here. Is that Wagyu? I wish. I've never had that before. I heard that's the best cut of steak. I don't know what it is actually. It's beef broil. Is that even steak? Beef broil? Yeah, let's cook. Is it a steak? Whatever it is. It looks like a steak to me. Is it a pot roast? It looks like a steak. I don't know, either way. Fry it up, dude. It's frozen in the inside.
Wait, so did it, wait, I'm so confused. So he microwaved it for just a second and then pulled it out and is now pan frying it? Is that what's happening? So he was going to, but then someone stopped him.
Will it be able to cook properly? Might take longer. Okay. Low and slow, yeah. Low and slow.
When does he go back to jail? Never.
Well, this thing
is the fastest of the stream forever.
So that means that would be low. That's good, right? Right? On high? No, I think you do low on here. You're burning outside. Yeah,
I can see that meat. Yeah, see the meat. Okay, why is he using the fridge again?
Shows the steak. Yeah. Check it out. It's looking good.
What the fuck?
Is it? Should I eat this?
Why did he take it out of the pan and put it back in the microwave?
That's bloody. No, don't eat it. Don't eat it. What's wrong with it? Ringtone? Looks nice and juicy, yeah. Someone said to microwave it, dude. I don't know. Fry it up in a pan. I tried to. It wasn't sizzling, dude. It wasn't sizzling. Turn the stove on. Microwave it longer, yeah.
He's not joking around. Right, I think he eats this.
All the way up. The right one wasn't going as fast, but the one.
He's fiddling with the knobs. Oh my god, it's not cooked, bro.
Dude, can we see the cooked steak? Yeah.
Cooked? I don't see no cooked steak. Bro, that is a blue.
Here.
That is le blue steak.
It doesn't look that good, dude. Damn, that microwave steak, nice. I don't know, man. I'm still gonna eat it, bro. I'm still gonna eat it. Okay, we're good. All right,
let's see this beauty bite.
In jail, guys, was that I need to bring someone on stage, maybe. I feel this isn't it, guys. That's really raw. It is. That's all right.
That's all right.
Cook it more? Cook it more or no?
Bro, don't eat that. It's got like...
Raw is safe? I would.
Can you even chew it?
I wouldn't.
Obviously, you can.
Ramen.
He's eating it.
Let's fry it. I need something hotter. Thank you, War.
He's going back to cook it. He's now got chunks of it missing that he ate.
So is everything... Maybe it's taken good.
Bro, you microwaved it.
Turn the stove off? Why? It's not doing anything, is it? What the hell? I have water in this pan. Are you testing us? No. Dirty stream. Tip it out, yeah. Okay. Some butter on there. Should I put a big old slab in there? Put it right on top. Big old piece here. Here, one on top.
I mean, you are supposed to put butter on steaks. That's fine. I don't understand.
I'm the chosen one. What does that mean?
I don't know how he absorbed all the
more than that?
red color out of the top of it.
Let's just put the whole thing in there. Let's put the whole thing in there. Okay, why not, right? Fucking why not?
Yeah, seared bite? Fligu.
Too much butter. Sorry. That's too bad. You dirty boy. You dirty boy. I get it. I get it. I get it. I don't know. It scares me though too. Oh, Montreal. Here we go. Montreal chicken. Montreal steak. Here we go.
Can we get some classical?
Here we go, guys. Look at that.
Okay, I'll get some classical music. Hold on.
Yeah, let's put that on. Yeah, is it okay that all the butter's in there? That's a dude. Let's just pour some of this out. Yeah, the butter's still melting. All right, I'm rushing. I rush things. Didn't do that. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Ooh, it smells good. Smells good. There's a steak. All right, hold on.
Yo, he's sneezing it. He's hooking it up with some Lori's chat.
That's just sizzling, dude. It's just cooking up. It's probably almost ready. Probably almost good, isn't it?
Okay, chat wants 4 seasons, let's see.
Oh, it's looking good now, dude. Oh, yeah.
There we go.
It's kind of looking good. Yeah, look.
What the fuck? How do you even get a steak? I mean, I guess it's a little bit fried. It's just so weird because it's like you have brown and then dark red and then pink and then there's like shit all over the fucking place.
Looking good now, huh? Looking good now. Goddamn. Now we cooking. Yeah, a little better. Okay. Am I a tough guy? I don't know, man. No, I'm a nice guy.
It's just more like steak salt, I guess.
The way I walk, even I try to walk like I'm like tough and shit. That's not me, man.
Uneven contact with the pan. I guess that would make sense. Especially if it was like frozen. If it was like a frozen steak, it's going to be frozen how it was frozen.
Okay, I guess it's a bad.
And it's not going to like melt into the pan correctly.
So steak.
I've never seen a steak look like that. The violence breaking out when you're looking at Bossman's eyes.
Eat the steak. Or should I not eat steak? Okay.
You just cooked it!
With Steak's name, the gambling site, is that connected somehow with the food? No.
What the fuck is he on? It doesn't even feel like crack. He's like experimenting with new drugs.
I love you too. Alright, cow disease. Ready to be safe? Really? Eat that shit? What?
That's okay. He saved it. He saved it the second time around. Okay. Alright, we don't have to watch all 11 minutes of it. I got the gist. He tried to eat a microwave steak. Okay. I understand, chat. The butter boy, the butter on the steak. Awesome. Okay, the other big kind of thing was the Dark Side Phil interview with some channel called Truth Seekers. This was a complete and total waste of my fucking time. It was literally a complete carbon copy repeat of the first one with this side scroller thing. Same questions. The issue is that Darkside Phil's like localdom is like firmly established. His lore is firmly established. It's all been explored like as much as humanly possible. The people that got him the closest to being new and adventurous were PPP, and all the fucking A-logs hated them because they would like hype him up a little bit, and that's like all it took for them to like completely lose their fucking mind. So in this like 5-hour long video, you will learn literally nothing about Darkside Phil. The only reason why anyone cared is that it got him worked up a little bit, and he made like another like 30-minute long like decompression stream that was him like coping about it. So the A-logs like that, but the video itself has absolutely no remarkable information whatsoever. Next, Patrick Tomlinson has received a little bit of mainstream coverage because he decided to skeet. I think that's what you call it on the Bluesky. They skeeted out. Why do we only shoot the good Kennedys? To which Jake's master plan skeets in reply, even as a joke, this isn't okay. He says, who said it was a joke? And then there's a bonus. I want to see this. He's writing about Leslie, that woman from the Sci-Fi Authors Club. Leslie Varney says, morning report, overcast Friday with light snow, kittens chasing each other, blah, blah, blah. And thrilled to know that Patrick Tomlinson will never get the win he chases at the expense of everything and everyone else. Patrick Tomlinson replies and says, or skeets in reply, the win we're chasing is the arrest of members of the criminal cult stalking and swatting our family. Leslie gets all her social media engagement and validation from members of this cult, so she hopes they are never caught and continue to commit violent crimes against us. This did get picked up by like Libs of TikTok style things, but for Bluesky. Libs of Bluesky, Zeets. I've learned so much about this creep since posting. He's disgusting, so his post is no big surprise. Thanks to all who shared information. So Libs of Bluesky got the Kiwi Farms thread. Patrick Tomlinson actually says that, no, child, you have learned nothing at all. And then Hypocrites Begone says, oh boy, psychologists would have a field decade with you. And Patrick Tomlinson says, wrong yet again, child. My mental fortitude is completely unassailable. My mind is a calm center of the world that life crowds around. My convictions are steeled and resolute, child. And that's it. That's what Fatty's up to. And then finally, in this bit, actually, there's two parts. The iDubbbz has announced Career Clash 3 with Anisa, and they decided that they would do a little bit of a promo video, a little bit of a way to raise some funds, and this, of course, is on the proper iDubbbz TV channel, so the really big one, I think. Let me check this real quick. iDubbbz TV. 7 million subscribers. And then his Creator Clash is Back announcement has 180,000 views. Which is not that bad, I guess. When you have 7 million subscribers, why not? I don't see the Punch-a-thon, though. Did he? Oh, is it a live video? Oh, it is. It's the only live video on his channel, and it has 90,000 views. And from I don't know how this video lasted 8 hours, because the gist is that he would start punching the boxing bag every time someone donated. So the idea was make iDubbbz punch the boxing bag so many times that he's like dying in physical agony, suffering from people giving him so much money. And I think he ran out of money. Oh no, it was that he has HP. And that as he's oh no, okay, it's even dumber than that. That would be funnier. He has like a fixed amount of health points, and every dollar adds health points to the bar. But he's like sparring on his own timing and footing with the punching bag. So every time he hits it, the HP bar goes down, and the only way to save the HP bar as he's violently assaulting it is to send more money. And from my understanding is that this is the teaser they posted, by the way, to get you hyped for this. Bro, I'm so fucking hyped. I'm watching this and I'm thinking, I'm hyped. I'm feeling something new in me, and that is a feeling of excitement that could best be described as hype. So that was their promo video. Then the money starts rolling in. $5 from Tomas Huick. And Jack's Films, Jack Skeptici, jumps in to support him. He has a gold tooth now, for whatever reason. I think he lost a tooth, probably from when Anisa beats him. And then Skippy 62able joins to say, I punched the heavy bag. And then they're out of money. After 30 minutes of punching, the money has not come in. The top donors were $50. And that's it. He's done. He already beat down the 5,000 HP points of the boxing bag. And Creator Clash 3 is officially off to the races. We'll be seeing him at a grand arena, I'm sure, a really big, expensive arena, just like last year, later this year. So exciting. He got a gold tooth. Only it's cosmetic, only to make Anisa happy. Okay, that's retarded. It's just like a shield. Okay. In the sector area, Alyssa Mercant has received a response from Smash JT. Smash JT moves to dismiss for two different reasons. First is a lack of personal jurisdiction, and the second is for a failure to state a claim. As you may remember, Alyssa Mercant is attempting to sue him for stochastic terrorism, if I remember correctly. And that is not a real tort, though that doesn't matter, because the way that the law works is that common law torts allow you to sue for basically anything, and courts might grant that. It's just like a Hail Mary, It's kind of like, generally normal people don't fucking do that. And then they're also moving for anti-slap sanctions, so we'll see how that progresses. I have another Fuentes clip. This is in regards to him discussing in vitro fertilization. As you may know, he's a test tube baby. Let's see what he has to say.
As a test tube baby. That's why I'm so fucked up. You want a case against IVF? You're looking at it, okay? I have a deviated septum. I was in the lower percentile for height when I was growing up. I have all these problems. So this is not really a glowing endorsement. I have a lot of genetic defects. I'm neurotic, maybe on the spectrum. My mom just texted me. She said, shut up. She said, shut up. Get me on. Relax. Okay. But I'm just saying, I have a lot of genetic defects, high mutational load. Mom, you shouldn't have had kids so late.
The crazy thing is that I think he lives with his mom again because he's chased out of his house. So he's living with his mom, and his mom can hear his podcast and reply to him live. Isn't that fucking nuts? How I just don't get it, man. How are people not embarrassed to watch this kid? Crass.
As crazy. A test tube baby.
Crazy. Rekieta's up to no good. A couple things have happened in the Rekieta front. First of all, Rekieta April has deleted all of her Twitter presence, all of her tweets, which leads some to wildly speculate what the fuck's happening. I guess we'll see. Nobody really knows yet. Nick made a Valentine's post on the 14th to seethe about random shit. I guess I'll read this. Rekieta says, Happy Valentine's Day. Hey guys, couple days late, but I've been spending the weekend with the family. But now that it's Valentine's Day, I can get away from my bitch wife. I just received one of my main components for my return to start making and shipping the 5K gift, so that's fun. Oh my god, that shit's never fucking happening. It's been interesting in some ways being relatively quiet for so long. The amount of insanity and discount reality from people is amazing. Currently, there's a crop of people, including a fat law tuber, who seem to believe I have some sort of influence over State v. Imholt, or that Lady R's lawyer is pushing something or talking to witnesses. This is outright false. Our lawyers have not contacted the Biscontes and are not representing us in State v. Imholt. Any thought to those ends are the product of Gino and Keanu, like Keanu Reeves, barely being coherent about their own reality. As for the fat law tuber marveling at why the state is taking this case far beyond the idea of where they should, it's possible that the prosecutor is prosecuting the case and that their determination of reasonableness is different from yours. It has nothing to do with me, but your opinion of me might be blinding your assessments. That said, apologies for things still take this long. There are multiple legal matters in various limbo stages, and at the end of the day, my life was laid on display. Not fully, but soon. Laid on display at the climax of some extremely tumultuous time. The ripples from everything going on, combined with the massive legal trouble, combined with the insane falsehoods being taken as truth, combined with private aspects of my life being laid out by weak and vindictive people, has had a mild impact, to say the least. The fallout is messy and ugly and mostly not for public consumption. The primary reason why I haven't fully resumed streaming is certain uncertainty over my mental state at stream time. I am not intent on bringing a show boring everyone with personal updates about my mood or outlook, schedule frustrations. I do intend to deliver a show that is lightheartedly cynical look at law, government, and culture. I'm currently working on being able to consistently deliver that, but I'm no longer able to have substance scratch to convince myself that I'm doing great. So Valentine's Day gets away from the bitch wife and complains about his two boyfriends, Sean and Aaron Imholt. Nice thing to remind your wife of with a little locals post on Valentine's Day. Hey, remember the time that my idea of opening our relationship got your nudes shared around by a third man? Remember that? Remember how I did that to you? Happy Valentine's Day, sweetie. Great, awesome, wonderful post. Rekieta then super chatted to someone, I don't know who, probably a pedophile based off who he usually super chats. He says, just picked up my subpoena, guess it's reunion time, hinting that he will be a witness at the Imholt revenge pornography case. Nothing to say there except we'll see how it goes. Aaron, by the way, I don't pay as much attention to him, but he seems to be in a bit of a circus. Like, apparently he misrepresented himself as like a boxing coach at some point, and now like the gym has like disavowed him. He's facing charges for the non-consensual imagery of Kayla. He seems to be a bit of a dummy, chat. But I think that when he first had that conversation with PPP, I think that we all agreed that he was a bit of a dummy, chat, and we just went from there. Interesting. Don't know what else to say to that. And then this, by the way. So back when Rekieta was not fully fucked up, he was trying to promote the racing career of one of his friends called Cameloot. Cameloot is best known for being like a sex pest weirdo. He's like extremely vulgar and is just like a coomer, like a total coomer. So he's like a redneck and he wants to be a sports car driver. So Rekieta tried to prop him up. And I think he's been in 2 prior accidents on the track before, which is obviously a big deal because unlike like other kinds of sports, an accident on a race course is very expensive, if not deadly. So let's see how he's doing now.
The incident involving 15 race cars right here, all over the place. Cleanup continues after this.
.200 square miles of soaring cliffs and endless
advertisements. Is that the... I think one of these vehicles has... Where is his at? Because they showed him talking. And I want to say he has like the Timcast on his race car. It says Nest. Oh, there it is, the blue one. It says Timcast on the hood. You see it? That's the one. Let's see what he did. So he's in the cars, and he tries to skirt around. He hits the wall, and then is unable to recover. Then dives left, and directly hits that one car, and crashes into like 3 or 4 other cars, which of course, when the cars are that tight together, causes other cars to hit each other. The fucking NASCAR car is on fire, but you can see that that's crazy. That's crazy. Look at how far back he goes in. He hits that. It's almost impossible to see. He hits that. Now he's behind the yellow car. He's completely stopped, I think, at this point, or like losing speed. He bumps into the blue car right there, behind the orange and white one. It looks like the South African flag. So he's back then his bumper hits the car behind him there. And now that car is pushing him because it's not stopped completely. That car catches on fire, I guess because the gas tank of his car is leaking out. And Like, that's as like much damage as you can possibly. I'm trying to think of how you could better crash as many vehicles on a racetrack as humanly possible. Like, how how much more damage? It's like trying to set up bowling pins. Like, how do we get a strike? How do we possibly wipe out the entire track of contestants? Yeah, he totaled them. There's a video, I think. Let's find this. I didn't think about this until just now. I want to say they interview him, and he let's see. This guy, I'll read this guy's post. Cheese balls. This is now your moment. You ready? NASCAR fag here. Let me fill you in with a few details about NASCAR/ARCA. He's in ARCA. ARCA is what they call a feeder league for NASCAR. So the best drivers from this league have a chance of getting contracts with NASCAR directly, showing up on the big screen where all the rednecks watch. He says the driving standards in ARCA are so awful that it's a meme within stock car racing circles. The term ARCA brakes is a widespread joke due to their almost comedic propensity for driving full throttle into huge wrecks, either due to poor equipment or lack of skill. If you think Cameloot's crash was embarrassing, just look up ARCA brakes compilation on YouTube and you'll see just how bad things truly are. Daytona is a massive oval track known for large pack racing. This is sometimes named restrictor plate racing due to the cars at one point, not anymore, having a metal plate in the engine to artificially reduce speeds to safer levels. Because if you are full throttle around the entire track, the only way to build up speed is by drafting other cars in a huge pack. Because of how tightly packed the cars can be in these packs, one person losing control will often wreck half the field with one crash. Everyone knows this as the big one. It is common and expected that multiple massive crashes like this will happen every race. Just in this particular race alone, there are 4 to 5 massive crashes, including a much more violent one than Cody's only a few laps later that sent a driver to the hospital. So too long didn't read. Kumlad's crash is indeed his fault, and he should be laughed at, but ARCA is not F1. Fiery 15-car crashes are so normal in ARCA that regular fans won't even remember it. I mean, I gotta say, that sounds like a nice watch. That's funny. Let's see. Oh, this is the interview. Great. I'm going to give this one a big thumbs up, too.
Well, you guys mentioned Cody Dennison, and the 11 was kind of at the forefront of all of this. Let's hear from him at the Care Center now. He's with Caitlin.
And released. Cody, I know you were just watching the replay. What did you see there from your seat?
Well, he looks like J.D. Vance. Do you see the resemblance at all?
Basically, when I was coming out of 4, the car got weightless, and I've never really felt anything like that. It's like the wheel went free, and as soon as the weight shifted back or the weight went back under it, it just went right into the wall. I didn't have any steering input at all. It was a very strange feeling, so I'm just glad everybody's all right, because that was a wild ride. It really was. It was kind of fun, you know. It's kind of fun going through the infield and just, you know.
That is pretty embarrassing.
It was like a roller coaster, but
I'm sure it's not fun for all the people who lost like thousands of dollars in their vehicles, though. I doubt they insure those fucking things. I don't think you can.
For everybody, because I know a lot of people spend money on it, and, you know, so do I, and it just didn't work out, and, you know, I didn't really know what to do in that situation. I've never felt a weightless feeling, so I just hate it for my boy Caleb and a bunch of other people. So, yeah, you can see it right here. Like, it just gets weightless right there and just turns. And as soon as the weight shifts, like the balance of the car shifted, it just went right. So, just hate it for everybody. I really do.
Thank you for your time. We're glad you're okay. Jamie?
Caitlin, I think it's safe to say he's riding a wave of emotions, like heartbreak, emotion. It was fun.
Cody, my man, go get your head checked out again. You need to make sure you're all right there after that one, calling it fun riding through the infield sideways. So I don't know if I'd call that one fun.
Yeah, all the casters are like embarrassed. Like, what an idiotic fucking thing to say. You fucked up and ruined these people's vehicles, and now you're calling it fun? Like, it's not fun for them, you fucking asshole. Timcast. Yep, that's our boy, Timcast. Good luck. Okay. That's the Nick thing. There's one more thing from our boy Ethan Ralph. He says, I am publicly announcing my intention to file a defamation lawsuit against RationalWiki if they do not take down the provable lies they have posted about my life on their website. I have reached out in private and was ignored. I have several lawyers already lined up. It will not be a pro se lawsuit. Any other dissidents out there know that they have lied about, let me know. It's time to bring them to justice. Whenever Ralph does anything now, he's always like desperate for friends. He's like, if anyone wants to like sue them with me, I'd like some friends. I'd like to meet some people in the same boat, any other dissidents. We should make a little dissident club and sue them as a class, and we'll all be friends, and we'll show up on each other's podcasts, and you'll help me get some super chats. Like, that kind of shit. By the way, you can't sue the wiki. You have to sue the author of the wiki. Because it's section 230. You have to find... What happened is that in the intro paragraph, the first thing that shows up for his name is the RationalWiki page. And what he's unhappy about is there is a... in his introduction, it says that he's a registered sex offender. He's a convicted revenge pornographer. He is not a registered sex offender. Calling someone a registered sex offender is defamation per se, but because of how CDA 230 works, you have to sue the person that actually wrote that into the article, not the website. And that's what Ralph's up to. Give him hell, boy. Sweet. And I really have to get water. I feel like I'm dying. I feel like I'm dying without water. Is there something that I can play for you guys? Let me think. Maybe I can show you some Chal and Qual Dota videos. Would that like immediately like tank all of my... How about this? I'm gonna go get a glass of water before I talk about Destiny. And to satiate your ravenous hunger for content, we're gonna watch some iDubbbz. I think that'll be fair. I think you guys will enjoy this, okay? Let's see. Great. Just pop 30 minutes in. Should be where everything is all set up and going, okay?
Wait, yeah, there we go. That's a more accurate, that is not a zombie. What the hell? Does it fade out as it's, or did you click something? Because that kind of looked like just a video loop. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. You can move it real time. All right, I'm gonna fucking hit it off screen. There we go. Oh shit, yeah. Team Rocket. Nice. Thank you, Odin on Fire, for helping defeat cancer and healing the bag. Are the healing? Is the healing actually working, or is that manual? Oh, okay. Okay. It doesn't have to not be manual. I think it would just be satisfying if it like ticked up. Oh, yeah. Wait, did someone say one-hander? Somebody asked in chat, what's a one-hander? Oh, I think a one-hand, I don't know if it was, one-hander is me punching with one hand. Oh. Yeah. I don't know if we reached that goal yet, but basically I'm gonna tape this glove, Anissa, to my head to keep my defense up, and I have to use this hand. Because if you guys watch my fight with Alex Wasabi, a fatal flaw of mine was my right hand was down here, and he kept fucking hitting me with the lead hook. That shit, bam! And I was hella exposed. But once I brought it up here, I was good, I was safe.
Nick says, can you both shake your butts?
Do you know how to do that?
No, I put jeans on.
Oh, she got jeans on. It's not very satisfying. But don't worry. I think when... Oh, nice. Okay. That's really hard. Yeah.
Somebody said hit harder, white boy.
I'm afraid I'm gonna break the bag. You don't understand, we have a lot of tech. Oh, yeah. You should put a little rice gum. Do you have a rice gum PNG that you can just throw up on the bag?
Lunacy. Lunacy. What did I miss? Did he win? Okay, chat. I'm reading the chat now. What did I miss? Nothing? Nothing? Did he punch the bag? Did he hit it really hard? Did he do good? We all lost. Nothing? Is he even trying? Mr. Jomha sucks. Women punch harder than this. Okay. Well, get rid of Ian before you guys suffer any traumatic brain injury. Let's talk about the good stuff. Destiny is being sued in the Southern District of Florida, where all things happen. He is being sued for civil remedies for both Florida state law and federal law. It is my understanding that federal courts are able to adjudicate state-level remedies in their district. If I remember correctly, it is like a weird quirk that they're able to do that, even though they're not judges of the state. But that's where we're at. So she is suing him for two things. And when I say two, I mean Pxie. She is going by Jane Doe, opting to use a federal statute language to file anonymously. But she is filing anonymously under exactly the law that I said that she would, which is the one for non-consensual imagery. And then Florida statute. And I believe the Florida statute is also a revenge pornography statute or like a cyber harassment statute, something like that. So he is on the hook for quite a bit. I don't know what the Florida statute has, but the federal one is big. It's $150,000 statutory remedy. And very importantly, it has a fee shifting provision, which is very rare. In the United States, we have what's called the American rule. You bear the cost of your own litigation, even if you win. Most other countries, the winner also gets fees owed automatically, or at least a portion of them. In the U.S., we don't do that, but certain laws do provide fee shifting provisions. One of which is the Violence Against Women's Act, which is what she's suing under. So if she hires a big dick lawyer, and I haven't looked to see if this guy's a big dick yet, but and he charges $1,000 an hour, and this case lasts for 3 years, and it has a tumultuous discovery, which is the most expensive part of a case. You're talking about $150,000 statutory remedy and $150,000 at least in terms of attorney's fees. So those fee shifting provisions exist to encourage attorneys to represent their clients pro bono or conditionally, or on contingency is what it's called. And he might be doing that because it's just a good publicity case. You have a guy that people don't like. You have a female victim that's young and conventionally attractive. And you have a case that's considered violence against women. So it's like, and you're owed your fees. So it's like win-win-win. Might as well, you know. So it's when this happened, I said all this before. I'm reiterating myself. I said it was a very, very, very bad position for Destiny to be in. This is a position that no one would ever want to find themselves in. This is a lose, lose, lose. There's no winning for this. His position right now is full on damage control. How the fuck do I unfuck myself? And there's not a lot of good options. Paying her off is legitimately the best option that he has. But he says, I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll get to that. After this lawsuit dropped, very intelligently, he decides to drop a Google document outlining his called final statement. I'm sure that this will be a final statement for real, no cap. I'm sure this is not going to be something that he amends repeatedly. I did read all this. I will summarize this. And it's a very perplexing statement. It's a very confusing statement because she is accusing him of releasing non-consensual pornography of her. He comes back, and his defense, and I'm not joking, you can read this for yourself, it's featured on the forum if you like. His defense is that Pxie is a whore, and therefore, who cares? And maybe that's a convincing argument to some people. I imagine there's quite a few people who would actually be like, oh, okay, she's just a whore, so who cares? The issue is that I imagine most people on his side already don't agree with that kind of perspective, and the law doesn't either. There is absolutely nothing in the statute. There's no statutory language whatsoever which indicates that being a whore diminishes one's legal capacity to sue under the statute. In fact, there is a provision that says commercial pornography can never be considered revenge pornography so long as it wasn't made under coercion or other force, right? So a porn star who does do pornographic adult content regularly still has the right to sue for non-consensual pornography so long as that article wasn't legally produced commercial pornography. And because that's interesting, because what it effectively says in that instance is that it's not that Pxie is embarrassed or damaged by the idea of just having sex and it being recorded. She's very particularly embarrassed and humiliated by having sex with Destiny. And Destiny doesn't seem to appreciate that might be an option. Like, well, if she's already such a whore, why does she's just, this is what he's saying, that she's extorting him for money, for settlement money, because obviously if she wasn't just trying to extort him without any actual harm being done, she would just be happy because she's just a dumb whore anyways that's already filmed private videos with her ex-boyfriend. It never dawns on him that she is extra embarrassed to be with him ever, which is possible. But I mean, in general, just it being public because of his own fault, his own negligence, and allegedly not respecting her wishes or asking her for consent is the root cause. And even if she is a dumb whore, which seems to be his opinion, she is still entitled to legal relief. The other thing that Destiny does, and this is just one of those things that I read and it just puts a big smile on my face because I'm so happy. If I go to Control F and I type in Kiwi Farms, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Kiwi Farms. In fact, it's one of the first fucking things that he says, I'm pretty sure, when he actually starts talking about the fucking in the first page, minimizing exposure. And what he says in this, I don't appreciate, because he's very intentional with how he words this. What he says is that the forum hosts these images or these videos. And he says that because the Kiwi Farms does this by name, then she should be angry at us and the forum and not him. Now, obviously, the videos are out there because of his negligence. But what I don't appreciate is that anytime a leak like this happens, it goes everywhere. It gets posted all over 4chan. It gets posted all over those celebrity nude sites and stuff. It goes everywhere, and it never comes down. And there's nothing you can do about it. They're hosted in Russia. They're hosted in Asian countries, and they don't abide by DMCA. They don't abide by privacy laws and shit. They just don't care. And if they do get taken down, they just come back up under some other fucking name that gets indexed on Google, and they never go away. That's why when Pornhub was being sued, or is being sued, I think it's got many cases, like you had victims coming out saying, like, I was gang raped at 13. It was recorded, put on Pornhub, and it stayed up there for years, and it's just always up there. And, if it's not on Pornhub, it's on somewhere else. And it's like always reopening that wound because it never goes away. And it's just the nature of the internet. You have freedom of information, and that shit just never goes away. But he doesn't mention that, is my point. He never mentions that this is hosted elsewhere, because that would undermine his point, which is that she should be angry at us specifically. And if you mentioned that this was all over the fucking place, it would, number one, make him look bad, because it just really highlights how shitty his decisions are. And number two, it undermines his attempt to shift focus onto the obvious the obvious villain, the careful strategy. Don't look at me, look at them. Obviously, I don't appreciate that. I decided to respond to this, by the way, unusually, because it made me think. And it wasn't... I have yet to receive from either Pxie or Destiny, to the best of my knowledge, like a formal complaint citing any kind of law as to if the video should be taken down. Despite that, I've decided, because I am stuck in an uncomfortable position where I have to burden or manage the two facets of Destiny is perhaps one of the, if not the most, one of the most recognizable streamers in the United States. If not in general, then for political purposes, he's one of the most prominent, prolific, liberal talking heads on the internet. And so naturally anything that he does, especially when it's a potential civil crime like that, is a natural public discussion. And I can't like cover shit up for him, and I'm not inclined to. But on the other hand, it is kind of mean. It's a little bit mean. So I put the videos behind a registration barrier, just sort of as a compromise, so that people can't just like Google search them and find them on the site, but people who are still on the forum and who are like actively interested in Destiny discussion can see if they really want to. Which I am very proud to admit, I have not watched any of them. I have, unfortunately, been whatever the Destiny equivalent of being shown Nikocado Avocado's asshole. You know how you get like Nicocado'd every so often? I have been Destinied. I opened my Twitter notifications and someone just sent me a zeet with a picture of Destiny sucking dick, and it's like, okay, well, I guess I've seen Destiny sucking dick now. That's just my position on the internet. People will just randomly send me pictures of Destiny sucking cock, even if I really don't want to see it. So there's that. He says that Pxie was trying to get $15 million out of him. He refused to do that. He calls it extortionate. He tries to allege that the attorney is extorting him, but like that's basically an attorney's job. Pre-settlement conferences would always sound like extortion, or pre-trial settlement negotiations would always sound like extortion. Sexual cyber harassment, which requires malicious intent when publishing images. Well, the federal statute does not require intent. It just requires action. And if he's thinking of encouraging her to sue me, or him suing me, or the forum, I mean, we have Section 230. I hate to be so blunt, but we have Section 230, which holds us harmless to anything that's on our site. Because we're not, even if there is a civil liability there, I didn't post it. And I have no reason to assume that it doesn't fall under a fair use in terms of public discourse. So there's really not, I mean, he could try, but I don't think that would be a good idea. I'll say that. This made the news. I think this is Dexterra, which is just like a regular like Twitter news thing. But there's also, I believe the Daily Beast is writing an article. I have heard rumors that the Daily Beast is going to be writing a publication about this. So we'll see. We'll see. Pxie responded to the accusations that she was a whore. Specifically, Destiny made the allegation that Pxie had actually been a little heckin' revenge pornographer herself, because she, in her conversations with Destiny early on, shared videos with him of herself with another man that was her ex-boyfriend. And she contends that this is a misrepresentation, that she had explicit consent, and in fact what she was doing was at the request of her boyfriend, who wanted to open up the relationship, and he wanted her to send explicit videos to other men. So she sent them to Destiny as a part of that, and then just moved over to Destiny later, because that guy sounds like a fucking loser. But it was with his consent, so he's just kind of lying about what she was doing and why. But I think his main thing is just that, look, she's done this before with me, so who cares if it's all over the fucking place? Not my problem. She's just a hoe. But as I said, that is neither here nor there. The law does not care. There was another leak. I don't know the details on this. This just happened. Apparently, 2 audio logs of Destiny either giving or receiving oral sex have with random men he hooked up with off of Grindr have made it to the internet. And there's even a little message in there where he says, "Sorry, the audio sounds so scuffed. My phone was in my pants pocket," which sounds like he's admitting that he recorded it without their consent or knowledge. Because if you were trying to record something on your phone and you wanted it to be picked up loud and clear, you would just put the phone near where the event is happening that is creating the auditory sensation. Destiny did not put the phone next to where the event was happening. He put the phone very far away from where the event was happening in his pants pocket, where it would degrade, according to his own admission, degrade the quality of the recording, which was the entire purpose of recording to begin with, which would only make sense if the person being recorded did not know that they were being recorded, and if they saw your phone on the bed sheets, they would be a little bit suspicious of it. So, apparently he's just hooking up with dudes on Grindr, sucking their dick, recording the glucky of him sucking dick without their knowledge or consent, and then submitting it, again without their knowledge or consent, to random people on the internet as like a humble brag for their like Discord goon sessions. Just fucking weird. And it definitely does not make him look like a sympathetic character in this, even if you're trying to be as neutral as humanly possible. Even if you're trying to even if you hate Pxie because you just think she's a dumb whore and she deserves it or whatever the fuck, even one of those must surely admit that it's not a good look. And finally, in regards to this, Lauren de Laguna, who is a public defender and not in Florida, she helped Pxie crowdfund attorney's fees on GoFundMe, and she put her name on the crowdfund so that she could put the money into a trust for Pxie. This made Destiny suspect that Lauren was responsible for representing Pxie in court, and went on to explain that she thought they were working together to extort him for millions of dollars, because apparently Lauren had flirted with Destiny in the past and he did not reciprocate. Ouch. But she's now involved in helping Pxie with legal issues. She does not actually represent Destiny, and this is more just like muddying the waters and like accusing random people of conspiring against them. And that's about that. That's the summary of what she said. There is one more thing. Willie Mack, in case you're curious, in case you want to get like a more concise rundown to share with people, Willie Mack did a video on this, and I think it's a day old already, 5 days ago, so it's not up to speed yet. But it's a very good summary of the things the most important things, the timeline of when the lawsuit dropped, his response, how he tried to muddy the water, and what actually happened with Pxie. And I think this is the part that I wanted to share with you guys.
Information. All these leaks are coming from a 19-year-old girl named Rose is Coming.
That kind of shit is literally disgusting. That he would try to trap a little girl, and I don't want to be presumptuous. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if this upsets you because you're 19, or I'm sorry if this upsets you because you're 22 or something, right? Or if you're some legal guy or whatever, you know. When you're 19, you're a little kid, okay? Now, if you're 22, a 19-year-old's not a kid to you, okay? I'm 29. A 19-year-old might as well be a 15-year-old to me. It's all the fucking same, dude.
Well, now he's 36 and still talking to 19-year-olds. This Rose person would either get hacked or leak the videos herself. We still don't know for sure. And all of these people's most embarrassing moments are now cemented online. Now, it's worth noting that Destiny didn't share these images because he wanted to embarrass anyone. He was trying to goon with Rose.
Just because of some legal age of consent, whatever bullshit, I have about as much in common with like an 18-year-old, 19-year-old freshman in school as I would a fucking sophomore in high school. Any type of inclination towards any of those people is really fucking weird.
I'm listening to clips of Destiny from last year defending himself from women saying that he's secretly recording them.
Lauren keeps like typing messages that make it sound like I'm secretly recording people having sex.
That's what it sounds like.
And then, oh look, what am I seeing on Twitter? This girl named Sherry saying Destiny secretly recorded her and shared it with people. One of the leaked DMs is Destiny showing audio of a dude he hooked up with,
what I was
saying
talking
this
about.
just ended with him finishing. Again, audio's scuffed because my phone was in my pocket. It was in your pocket? Was it there because he didn't know you were recording? This guy did an entire arc arguing.
His video is very good. I'm actually impressed by it. It's very succinct for a complicated issue. And those clips of him, like, he's right. He's right. A 36-year-old man like Destiny has no fucking business talking to anyone as young as 19. He has no fucking business having little goon sessions with 19-year-old girls. He has no fucking business sending videos that he recorded of himself and, like, other girls to a 19-year-old. And it's just like, to compare what he actually says, what he knows is true. What he knows is right. He knows. It's not that he's just dumb. He knows that what he's doing is bad, and he does it anyways. And it's just like, I never would have known those clips existed, and I really appreciate it. No, Destiny, you're breaking all your own rules. No, exactly, Stalker Child. No, Stalker Child, you'll not have cyber sex with a 19-year-old. Wrong again. Enjoy civil court. And that's about it. Did I miss anything regarding the Destiny stuff? It's so I don't even know how to describe it, because watching him try to blame us for everything, and then finally seeing people not even fucking buy into it. It's people who hate the forum and who like Destiny, listening to him try to blame the forum and going, bro, you fucking published them. You fucking shared them. And I even made a joke. I mean, like, the only thing, if Destiny was going to make a response refuting these allegations, instead of a 10-paragraph, 20-paragraph long essay about how the Kiwi Farms is bad and how Pxie's a whore, so she deserves it, all he needs to show is, of the thousands and thousands and thousands of messages that have been leaked out so far, I just need 2 lines. Destiny, hey, can I show Rose our videos? ? Our sexy videos? And then Pxie responding, sure, smiley face. And that would be it. That would be the case is fucking torpedoed. Never coming back. Reputation instantly restored. It was just a psycho bitch all along. But out of the thousands and thousands of Discord logs and messages shared around right now, no 2 messages exist that look like that. And all he's got left is the Copen's need about it until the fucking music plays, basically. You know, if you Google online consent form, you can find contracts about consent. There's even a special law for commercial pornography. I want to say it's called like a 2577A, and you have to receive these from all of your actresses, and you have to submit them to the Department of Justice directly. Like, you're required, if you shoot porn, you have to get your, I think it's 2577A, and you have to get them, and you have to send them to the DOJ so that they can keep track of who all the porn stars are. That means that there's right now a giant database in the Department of Justice of all the whores. Interesting. I wonder what Donald Trump could do with that. Probably meet new friends. Anyways. Cool. Sort of kills the mood to present a contract. You just gotta throw some glitter sparkles on that shit. Get some like purple construction paper and get like shiny ink for your printer so that it like prints white on purple, and then throw some fucking pink sparkles on that bitch. And you're like, hey, this is the sex contract. And you're like, oh my god, you went to all this length to make such a beautiful contract. I will definitely have sex with you, sir. That's how it works. You got to look. You live in society, right? You live in a society, so you have to figure out how to make things work within the confines of your society. I'm romantic as fuck. That's right. Nobody knows. It's secret. I got the Riz. Chat. Yeah, $15 million being lost kills the mood. Anyways, let's do our Reddit segment, chat. Do a little bit of a Redditorino. This is a post from Reddit Lies, but this one got 700 upvotes, and I'll read it. Clarinator says, I'm organizing a group right now and packing my gun. Ape Together Strong, which is a reference to that fucking movie about the apes. Bringing my daily carry pistol, not my entire collection. I bring my daily carry pistol anytime I go more than 5 minutes down the road. A DC road trip would have been a longer travel time. Therefore, I will bring my pistol. That is my right as an American. Someone says, hey, maybe don't announce that you plan to bring a gun to DC during a march on Washington. And Clarinator replies, it's time. It's a class war. Deny, defend, depose. And they have since deleted their Reddit account. I did not see that coming, but probably a good idea. So your Reddit segment is that Redditors are so angry in the R-Fed news board that they're now just openly conspiring to murder the president. Let's see how that works out for them. Okay. Show her pics? There's other pictures? Oh my god. Oh, wait, there's more. I'll read this one too. Throwaway because people are weird and are liberal gun owners. This is my collection. The top 4 on the left and the shotgun were my dad's and need to be cleaned. I know I'm a busy single mom and I have to take my own. I have my own minivan. Helpful comments regarding my gun model tips and tricks. My trooper is my favorite, but it's a hand cannon for me. Fuck tyranny. They're arming up. The libs are arming up to kill the conservatards. Maybe it will work. Fascism can be destroyed, chat. I don't see any pictures of the Clarinator. I'm sorry, she deleted her account. Probably a tranny, to be weird. Let's see if I can just search this Clarinator. Nope. Just her Reddit account. Okay. Let's do a filter. We will now do the super berries, as is tradition. By the way, if you want to donate by XMR, I realize I've never advertised this. You can go to xmrchat.com/MATI, Maddie. I think that's it. Pretty sure that's the link. I do like Monero. Okay, let's read this. Monero Extremist for $1 says, the fact you don't have the Monero Super Chat URL in the description of the stream and people still find it goes to show how XMR Super Chatters are so much smarter than the Visa card, MasterCard Super Chatters. It's so true, King. So true. Crypto Chads stay winning. Kurt Eichenwald, Anime Masturbator for 5 says, glorious. Kiwi Emperor, I do believe of your parasocials, I am the last one not to retire his gimmick. Roxanne Wolf, President of Nintendo, Anime Sex, Scope, and Sneed, all gone. I alone remain. I am your most powerful and autistic samurai. Well, I guess when you put it like that, it's true. Anime Sex, Scope, and Sneed is still around. I just don't read his messages. Because he's a weirdo. He's kind of creepy. Stevie VB for $20 says, can you feel the sneed? I am perpetually inundated with a sensation of sneeding at all times, my good sir. Thank you. Bunker Housing for 5 says, as an European, bring me some of the sweet American tax dollars that we are entitled to. No, sir, you will go to prison for tweeting racism. I said it wrong. I said prison before enjoy prison. You'll enjoy prison twice, actually. Bunker Housing Producer says, previous post was irony. Oh, thank God. In case that was not clear, suffer, Euroworms, suffer, and pay for your own defense, you leeches. Okay, he's not even European. Good. I'm glad that Bunker Housing is safe. Meowgo, for one, says, did you like my voicemail moon pie? Is this one? Yes.
Hello, Mr. Moon. This is M30WG1. You may not have heard from me in a while. This is partially due to that drawing that I goofed up, but also partially due to the corporate job that I have acquired that conflicts with your streaming schedule. However, I have been put in charge of tech stack procurement at this job.
Okay.
The company is also an international billion-dollar industrial equipment manufacturer.
Give
now,
me money.
I mention this because recently our owner wanted us to acquire a digital purchase platform. And thanks to your advice, I have personally assured that we do not use Stripe.
Don't use Square either.
While Stripe has cost you a significant amount of money, by the transitive property, you can now rest assured that you have cost them a significant amount of money. Cheers.
Stripe has cost you a significant amount. You can never assure that you have cost them. I said, okay, sorry, I misunderstood that for some reason. Well, that's good news. Really, the card companies as a whole, though, are the problem. Stripe is the worst of the worst. Like I used to just say Stripe was like one of the problems, but no, it's a pretty fucking big problem. Happy to hear that. Hopefully, you can accept e-checks or FedNow at some point. You can't understand what she's saying. She just said that she sources technology for their company and didn't go with Stripe because they deplatformed me, which is pretty fucking based, actually. Matter of fact. Thank you. Bean the Bunny for 2 says, if you like teas, I would suggest Dragon's Treasure. He has a really good raspberry green tea. I've completely quit all caffeine. I have a caffeine pill, just so except when I drive. Except when I drive and I drink. But I don't drink tea. I just slurp White Monster like a white man. Vordier for 5 says, suffer, Destiny. Suffer under the weight of your own hubris. Suffer forever and pay the whore. True, he will. He's going to pay what he fucking knows. Pimmelfesta for 2 says, $2 for your daily tuna intake. Base. I had, I don't know if I did mention this on stream. I am continuing to eat fish and sorry, that was a pen bone in my throat, I think. I have delved into herring. Herring is such a wonderful fish. I can't recommend it highly enough. And I had herring. It was only 140 calories, which is kind of a shame because it's like a price point advantage for chicken, which I'm not that big of a fan of. Thank you. David S877 for $25 says, excluding prices or all the ads, what's your biggest culture shock so far after returning? I mean, just how many Indians there are. That's what I said in the first stream. It's just the quality of food. The American food fucking sucks, bro. And I know people get mad at me. It's like, oh, you have to find the right places, bro. If you go to a small, shitty town in Serbia or Ukraine, you will still be able to eat good borscht. If you go to a small, shitty town in the United States, you can't find anything. You can find at best like deli sandwiches, but everybody just goes to McDonald's or KFC, and it's a shame. And anyone who disagrees with me is gay. Banana Plugs for 1 says, happy pizza day, Josh. You're my favorite non-celeb. Always give me 6 names for my Worms Armageddon team. Chuck, Sneed, Tom, Larry, Dick, and Archer, to mix it up a little bit. Humble Guardsman for 20 says, congrats on your weight loss success. You look better now than ever. And then there is a link to the forum. I can't wait to see what uplifting content this is. It appears to be a random Korean woman. She does kind of look like me. Did you superimpose? Is this how she looks? Let me move the message. Dude, I get so many messages like, oh my god, is this Jersh? And it's like, no, they don't even look like, but this is a bit strange. Am I Asian? Am I Korean, chat? Is that why my last name is Moon? I did have 56 in me, but I wasn't Korean. Strange, chat. She does. That's very strange. It honestly looks like an AI face swap. It makes me kind of uncomfortable. Thank you. Banana Plugs for 1 says, happy pizza day, you're my non-celeb. Oh, I did that one. Coley Dante for 10 says, the crime, posting a stone toss Amogus edit. The sentence, death. I didn't do shit. What the fuck? Thank you. Racist cartoon enjoyer, speaking of stone toss, for 1, bring back dehumanizing your enemies. European police are not worthy of respect. Completely true and based. Sneed and Feeding for 1 says, from time to time I like to go back and rewatch your Dustborn stream. It feels comfy like old Chris videos. Shout out to Norwegian taxpayers. The Dustborn stream was pretty fucking high quality, if I do say so myself. That was a pretty good one. Haramburger produces, my German enemies have all been arrested after I baited them into liking Stone Toss and Mr. Nubble images, archiving it and sending it to the Polizei. Spingle Spangle Spagoo. Based Haramburger, keeping the military or the prison industrial complex in Germany alive and well. We need more white Germans in prison to balance things out. Lucifero 210 for 1 says, we need to mass import the Boers, they'll fix everything. I totally agree. The Boers are great. By the millions. They'll fit right in. Sneed Overone says, during all these Haas posting raids, all the Muslim crimes went unprosecuted as always. Glad I'm not in Germany. Dude, imagine being in fucking Germany. Waldo Pegans for 5 says, no, Just Child. Kiwi Farms is a website. A website is the hardship, not me sharing videos of me fucking random BPD chicks. Steven Destiny Bonnell, probably. Seems reasonable. Seems likely. Indomitable for 10 says, people named Null share their challenges in life. It's an archive link, so I have to click stairs. I have to click motorcycles. I have to click more motorcycles because archive always has captures on absolutely fucking every single fucking page. Oh, more stairs. Oh, that didn't work. I have to click fire hydrants. Oh, more stairs. If this fucking breaks, I'm not doing this again. Oh, motorcycles, chat. Motorcycles this time. I love how recapture just hasn't updated at all. Like, the H capture one is so much more effective and better, and they're like, no, we just keep this shit. The Wall Street Journal. When your last name is Null, nothing works. Okay, I get it. The guy's name's actually Null, and it causes computing value. Is that her? It's a woman. Nantra Yanta Prasert can't wait to take her husband's shorter and easier to pronounce last name. She didn't know what kind of problems it would cause. His last name is Null, the same word used by computer scientists to mean no value or invalid value. Yeah, that sounds like a good way to fuck up everything. People try to... It's like the XKCD comic. Did you really name your son... like dash colon drop table students semicolon dash. Yes, little Timmy tables we call them. That's funny. Racist cartoon enjoyer again for 5 says, for Black History Month, we had the Lipstick Alley segment to replace the Reddit segment. For Ramadan, starting next Friday, how about an Islam stack exchange segment? Some of them are really funny, particularly any sexuality-related threads. Bro, listening to Muslims talk about sex is like the most ridiculous fucking thing ever. Like, if a Muslim man has marital issues, like, their ideas of how to, like, regain marital harmony are, like, actually disgusting. It's basically just like, you can rape her if you want, but you should try to make her understand that it's her prerogative to have sex with you on demand all the time, even if you don't romance her or make her like you at all, even if she's disgusted by you because it's an arranged marriage with a child. It's that kind of shit. Muslims suck. So I am willing to tolerate some people that I'm like very off with. I hate Muslims. I have no excuses for why anyone would worship a pedophile, and Muslims fucking nauseate me. Lucifero 210 for 1 says, the South shall rise again. We're already holding back the Mexicans, soon the damn commie Yankees. Good luck with that. Indomitable for 1 says 18FDC sounds like one of the transbian profiles. Sounds like what they're looking for. More like it. Light Rose for 2 says, the age of women doesn't matter to Nick Fuentes because he's a fat faggot with bitch tits. Is he really? I did not know that. 11th Circuit for 2 says, the 11th Circuit Library HQ sends out daily emails with legal updates, cases, etc. Of note, Thursdays included Destiny's lawsuit. Now all the feds know about Destiny. Congrats, Steven. You made it. Lucifero, Tinhin for 1 says, there are already plans to flood Ukraine with Mexicans, Sub-Saharans, and Afghans. Base, finally. Ukraine really needed diversity. When I lived there, I saw one black person. He was a tourist from Abbas Adabi, I think is how you pronounce that, the capital of Ethiopia. They really need more diversity. They're begging for it. Octavia sales rep for 10 says, no, if we lose Arizona to Mexico, where will all us white women get our turquoise jewelry? I heard that Tommy Tudor is selling precious gemstones. Maybe you can hit him up. He's from Arizona. Maybe he's got a special for you. Thank you. Real Adonai for 2 says, just saying no, Josh, it has been exactly 10 minutes and someone has thanked me for my service. If I'm not constantly thanked for my service, then my military career was all for naught. Can we get a big thank you for your service in chat? This guy is out there sitting around waiting to run over an IED and nobody has thanked him in the last 10 fucking minutes. And that is a travesty. Where's our country gone, boys? Where's our country gone? Apartment Archive says, thanks for the new Maddie time slot Jewish. Now I can watch the first 40 minutes live. You're welcome. I'm happy to help. Space Allen for 20 says Ham Jam. And to that end, I think the guy that said that he's the last remaining gimmick poster has not met Space Allen, who has been faithfully posting Ham Jams for like 2 fucking years now. Thank you, Space Allen. Spinglecat for 1 says, the new Brody Fox Yo Mama Fat Kit on Twitter is seething at Nazis on Twitter. Is there a thread for this retard? Have you tried searching Kiwi Farms and then his name? Brody Fox. Let's see. Brody Fox Kiwi Farms. Sure is. First fucking result, bro. Made in 2020. Shebangbish 5 says, Dear Schneider, once more I send you some shekels. Thanks for supporting crypto. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Anime Extremist for 2 says, canceling anime altogether because creepy people watch it is stupid. Stalin like anime American Western movies. Are we going to cancel John Wayne or Clint Eastwood because a genocidal dictator like that genre? Bro, I'm sorry, but look, women just know. You talk to a guy and he's like, oh, I'm not doing anything right now. I'm just watching some what's the one with the elf that's really popular right now? It's like a German name. It's like Freiren. I'm just watching some Freiren, bro. It's like, what's it about? It's big titty elf mommy, white hair. And she's like doki doki kawaii and shit. Bro, woman, it doesn't matter how retarded she is. She's going to be like, oh, that's gay as fuck. And then she's not going to talk to you anymore. I don't make the rules, bro. I don't make the rules. Light Euglistine for 5 says, you ain't fucking perfect, buddy. Yeah. Thank you. Bossman Jack for 2 says, Josh is definitely happy that anime is getting ruined for the chums by Black Anime One Piece neighbors on Zitter. Also, neighbor anime Twitter and Chud anime Twitter are insufferable faggots that deserve each other. Suffer animes. Based and fuck anime. Stino, for 1, says Terry's reaction to that phone call is my general reaction to traffic and bad drivers. I just scream the neighbor word at them. That's pretty base. I do that too. Eugula Sneed, for 10, says, Facebook link. This guy is hilarious. Enjoy. Okay. Maybe I will. And I have to sign in. Oh, wait, no, I don't. Oh, I love how everybody copies TikTok now. And so when you watch a Facebook reel, you can't fucking rewind the fucking video. That's really intuitive.
It's fucking 4 days we're going to have to watch this fucking homo and these fucking mutts talk about this fucking race. He raced the car and then he looked back to see where the car was. I tell you, it's fucking
That's pretty 4 days. Dude, I love how Australians talk. He said the word Amerimut would sound so much more persuasive if it was pronounced with an American or an Australian accent. This fucking Amerimuts. Thank you. Clay Dante for 10 says, without a hint of exaggeration or irony, Cobra steak was better. I mean, if he cooked it, he did a better job. Thank you. Doodlepot for 10 says, pizza day. Thank you, Doodlepot. Maybe. Maybe it's also lasagna day. Who knows? Sneedo for 1 says, if only Bossman was eating steak while playing on steak while streaming on steak, parentheses kick. Oh, the streaming service formerly known as Steak. Yeah, basically. Breadwash for 5 says, I never thought I'd see the day where King Cobes and Jack Telfani's food will look more delicious than someone else's cooking. Congrats, Bossman. He's breaking new ground. He's trying new things out to entertain. I appreciate it too. Pirate Mike 420 for 10 says, you will now watch the seminal American anime by the name of King of Hill. I give you money, so you have to do the whole series for Gumroad. What Gumroad, bro? I'm fucking banned. I have watched King of the Hill. I think I've watched every episode. I watched all the early seasons at least. It's a great show. It's an amazing show. Thank you. Devious to V for 2 says, type 333 to ban Jag the Luxray. Oh, that's a guy that has like a Pokemon. This is avatar in chat, in general chat. This is a general chat, Zeet, guys. Colidante for 10 says, maybe you can join Ralph as a class in suing RationalWiki. No more brother wars. Oh, I would love nothing more to be in a lawsuit with Ethan and Ralph as co-defendants or co-plaintiffs. What a great idea. Thank you. Mugger Housing for 2 says, a clip of white noise would have been more stimulating than iDubbbz. At least you can imagine shapes. Bro, he's trying. It's the thing that's made him happiest. Creator Clash has made him feel more fulfilled and happier than any other thing in his entire life. You're being mean. Borello Furman, for one, says, iDubbbz is so low energy and looks scared. He talks as if he accidentally says the wrong thing. He'll get smashed in the face with a bat or something. It's weird. He's like a proper battered wife. I don't know what's wrong with him. I want to know what happened to him that just crushed his backbone. If you ever watch old videos of Ian, and I never watched any iDubbbz anything until after he got with Anisa and became a faggot. But I started watching his old videos, and I genuinely loved a thing that he did where he was like trying to capture squirrels. It was so funny, like how he would get outsmarted by squirrels and how he would sometimes catch them. And then like it was a really good video series. There is a noticeable level, like aura difference in him. That is, his aura is completely gone. And I can't even imagine what the fuck happened that caused that. Beep Bloop for 10 says, celebrate Black History Month with the Mac streaming app. Select George Droid as your profile picture and the stream The Boondocks to win a Fent reactor. And there is an image that I'm working on pulling up. And it's a nice picture of George Droid. I am going to say that this is probably supposed to be a legitimate character that just so happens to look a lot like the George Droid meme. That's pretty funny. Thank you. Hope I win my Fent reactor. Clippy Steinberg for 5 says, word. Thank you, Clippy. Pancake Luchador for 5 says, happy pizza day, Josh. And then there is a Zeet. And it says, Mamma Mia. And then it's a comic. It says, hey kids, it's pizza day. And then the kids are clamoring on him. And then he's getting torn apart saying, choke on him. And the kids are eating him. And this is a reference to Day of the Dead. This is a realistic depiction of my childhood. Thank you. Longboarder 241 for 5 says, hey Josh, just want to share this cool 1600 silvers coin design that made a collaboration between Jews and Swedes. Well, that sounds fun. Let's see this coin. Which one's the Jewish one? You didn't link me an actual coin. I'm assuming these. I'm confused. Maybe the square ones? Those are pretty cool. I mean, Jews were like silversmiths in Europe and shit. I'm not surprised. Longboarder 241. While the types and designs seem to have been documented, it seems like only one of its iterations on eBay right now for $300. Yeah, fuck that. I will buy old silver a little bit over spot, but not like that. Unless it's really special. Sino for 2 says, Josh, every time he goes on Zitter, and then I would just look at this. I'm not bringing it. It's just the N-word and a cat's typing it. Thank you. Haramburger for 2 says, Josh's sex contract ingredients are flexible. Substitute glitter and gold ink with ham and bako bits to get your feeder fetish on. Bon appetit. Fuck you. Longboarder 241 for 1 says, another image. And it is the Sweden Carl half silver or Yahweh Hebrew design. I guess it has Hebrew on it or something. That's $400, bro. That's too much fucking money. Bunker Housing for 3 says, I'm European and Sweden, so I am double unsafe, but I have weapons at least, unlike the Brits. Whatever you say, bro. The president of Nintendo for 5 says, I haven't gone anywhere. I'm just saving up money for a complete in-the-box copy of Little Samson T&D 4E. See, bro, he's right there. He's right there. Calm down. Fordera for 2 says, you also eat nothing but fish and hate Japan. 2 very Korean things to do. I don't know. Maybe I got that Korean gut bacteria. It's just hankering for anti-Japanese sentiment and fish. The Uncredited for 1 says, Josh, there's a new game from OG Life is Strange makers. Please play Lost Records Bloom and Rage. I've heard. I will have to allot some time to play this fucking nightmare. Laughing Hyena for 5 says, this is why we voted for Trump. Thought you'd enjoy some Trumpisms before the weekend. And there is a thread. Okay, let's see real quick. Just real quick, bro.
The NCAA has complied immediately, by the way. That's good. But I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine? Well, are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
Well, we are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state, good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor because I don't think you'll be in elected politics.
That sounds venomous. I don't think I've ever heard Trump sound so fucking venomous. Well, speaking. Fun. Ron Murder for says, if Staven wants to talk, he can do it in Dota 2 with you on Tom's channel. He can rant again while a hero nobody's playing walks the fuck up and casts a spell at him. That short idiot deserves to fucking lose. It's true, he does. He deserves to fucking lose. He just walked up 295 fucking move speed and dumped all of his revenge pornography on a 19-year-old girl. Who the fuck does that? You leaked your videos to a Discord account that nobody was fucking using. You dumb monkey fucks that managed it. Cole says Fryrin is actually really good. It is a melancholy mood piece about how human life is so short compared to the elf protagonist and the justification for belief in God. My 70-year-old mother likes it. Damn, bro, we really couldn't have had any kind of theological or philosophical discussion about the meaning of life and the relationship with the creator without using an anime titty elf to accomplish it. Just no fucking way. How else do we reach these kids, bro? Anime Extremist for 5 says, I don't think that there's a correlation between liking anime and being a sex pest. The population of Japan disagrees. But what do you think that there is some correlation between being autistic and being creepy? A lot of autists like anime, 100%. Autistic people are like uninhibited sexual drive, and that means really, really creepy, rapey shit all the fucking time. Blurp Bloop for 10 says, Foundation. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Anime Extremist for 5 says, Mr. Nubbly decided in the last 2 comics not to be so political. And then there is a link. I am not reading this. It's called Poop from Beyond the Grave. Look, bro, we're putting Mr. Nubbly in 2024. I liked his End of the World comic, but I have a feeling his continued reappearance on the stream would grate some. Because his comments are literal fucking nonsense, is the issue. It's entertaining when it's the Trump thing, because it's such a big deal, but on its own, I don't know, bro. Blurp Blue for 2 says, I've given Josh 5 times what he was getting from me as a Gumroad pay pig. Suffer, Elliot, seethe, you grotesque, warped, evil freak. I might have a solution for this in the future. I've reached out and I got some good vibes, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully things will turn around a little bit. Okay. Great. So that's that. Okay, there's one more. Blurp Loop for 2 says, I mean, it means I'm cheering for the foundation. Okay. Oh, yes, okay. The charity. We're still working on that. We're waiting on the tax filings, and then I can start doing more stuff. But before then I can't really do anything. Such is life. We'll see. Okay. Do I have a song? Let's see what I've been listening to on Tidal. I've been listening to that fucking Astronaut in the Ocean song. I am not Okay, play Jelly Roll. I'll have to save that for a Bossman segment at some point. What's this? I liked it, so this must be good. Okay, I will see you guys next Friday. Thank you very much for watching. There's one more super chat. This will be the last one. Don't say any more. Humble Guardian Fuentes, did you watch the 4 hours of spurging about TF2? No, I did not. I don't like that guy. I don't like that YouTuber. It has anime on it, so I'm not watching him. It's the rule. Sorry. It's just how I am. Okay, see you guys next Friday. Take it easy. Bye-bye.